What's going on, people? Hope you're doing well. Good evening. Welcome back to the Premier League show. This is Gameweek 27. Obviously, we weren't able to do the show last night due to the fact that there was Premier League football. Manchester United were playing. And, we're doing it now. Obviously, the game has now commenced. All the games have commenced. United have won 1-0. Arsenal win the North London derby. We'll discuss other big clubs as well. We'll discuss Tottenham. And we'll discuss the rest of them. Make sure you guys, first and foremost, on your way and hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. 3 subs to 550. 57 subscribers away from 600 subscribers. Also, make sure you guys go subscribe to Josh's channel. I'll put the link in the description of the video. If you're new around here, go and check out his channel. He does some good content over there, obviously around Arsenal, talking about his team and whatnot. But yeah, Josh, hope you're doing good, man. And yeah, let's get started, man. Let's have a good show.
I'm doing all right, Akavin. You might as well rinse and repeat what I said in yesterday's stream, because obviously there's been no football on Arsenal's end since. But yeah, Champions League tonight as well, so we thought we'd get this one done early. Promises to be a good 2 nights of Champions League football as well, so let's see how it all unfolds. We could be in for a very interesting round of 16, as we discussed in yesterday's stream. If you haven't seen it already, check it out.
Facts, bro, facts. Make sure you guys do check it out. Big up Twisted Fate. Hope you're doing well, my guy. Let's go. He left Tarkowski in his wake. What a speed demon. Quickest speed recorded in the Premier of the season, like 37 kilometers per hour. Wow, I didn't even know that. Big up to you, man. Thank you for telling me that stat. But that was a great finish for us. Let's go. I will get to that in just a little bit once we get to the United segment. But hope you man stick around for that. We might as well start with the North London derby. Arsenal 4, Tottenham Hotspur 1 at the new Shite Hard.
It's happened again. Now listen, Akavin. Obviously, Arsenal played Wolves in midweek, and we weren't scheduling a Premier League show then because it was just one game. Listen, everyone that watches this show knows what my feelings are already, especially after that Wolves result. I mean, I believe Manchester City are going to win the league, and that Wolves result pretty much confirms it for me because they're effectively 2 points behind, and we've got to travel to the Etihad, so realistically, they're 1 point ahead of us. And to be honest, that soured a lot of my feelings going into this North London derby and even in the aftermath. Listen, it's always good to beat Spurs. We put them deeper into the relegation mire. Barring 1 or 2 shaky moments, it was quite easy in the end. But in terms of a wider context, I don't think it's going to amount to much beyond 4th, 2nd place finish in a row. Which is devastating, obviously, but that's just how I feel. That Wolves result is really not the stuffing out of me. But in terms of the actual game, listen, I think there was one sliding doors moment, which was Kolo Muani's second equaliser getting disallowed. I'll go into the first half. We started off really well. Then there was technical issues, which kind of halted our momentum a bit. We go 1-0 up, Eze, against Tottenham once again. And then they equalised straight away. Declan Rice telling everyone to concentrate after we scored, ended up giving the ball away. And Kolo Muani goes through to equalise. Very, very frustrating because we are a fragile unit in terms of our mentality, in terms of our quality when the pressure's at its highest. So I was expecting the worst. We come out for the second half. And to be honest, we start off really well again. Gyökeres with an absolutely brilliant finish, reminiscent of Aubameyang in December 2018. Like the guys, that's the reason why I was so happy we signed him in the summer, because the guy's a gunsman. You know what I mean? He is, in my opinion, a top quality striker. Listen, he hasn't won the Gerd Müller Award for no reason. He doesn't have 104 GA across the previous 2 seasons for no reason. Now, obviously, there's a player there. It's because of this manager's system that he hasn't looked good at all, and yet he's still outscored the likes of Ekitike, Sesko, João Pedro in all competitions this season. So, you know, you make your mind up there. Getting into the equaliser, the equaliser that was disallowed, I think that is a real sliding doors moment, because if that was 2-2, the game could have gone any which way. Barely a few minutes after that goal does get disallowed for a push, which, by the way, that's gone against us plenty of times, with Gabriel in particular. So do I really care? No. do I also acknowledge that it was extremely soft? Yes. So at the end of the day, sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Eze gets the third goal, and to be honest, it looks pretty plain sailing from there on out. David Raya with an absolutely magnificent save, magnificent reactions to clear a Richarlison deflected effort off the line. So that was really good. Otherwise, we would have had squeaky bum time for the last 7 minutes plus injury time there. And then Gyökeres put through on goal in the 94th minute to get his second of the game alongside Eze, a brace each. And to be honest, that is the perfect way to bounce back from that absolute shambles at the Molyneux. Do I think it will lead to anything in the end? Unfortunately not. And I hate to sound depressing, but at the end of the day, I know this manager, I know this football club. But listen, you win 4-1 away at your biggest rivals. Like, you can't be too fucking picky about it, can you? There's 2 4-1s now. I believe they've only lost 4 less games than Arsenal have at the Emirates. Arsenal moved into the Emirates in 2006. Spurs moved into their stadium 7 years ago, which is absolutely insane to think about. But
What was the?
yeah, they're 4 points off the drop now, and it could get really juicy. I think they're at Craven Cottage this weekend. So listen, it could get scary. Could get very scary for them.
100%, bro.
Yeah, Twist. Yeah, cheers, Twisted Fate. Trust above.
The aggregate score this season between Arsenal and Tottenham is 8-2.
Don't you dare. Akerin, no, don't you dare.
Spurs will get.
Hey, Spurs won't get rid of it.
I hope so. It will just been all of this thing where people say, "Oh, Spurs are a big club." Get them the fuck out of the Premier League, man.
I know how this script is going. We ain't winning the league, and Spurs are surviving relegation. That's just going to be how it is, you know. Yeah. Sad. But I mean, if they do get relegated, I mean, that'd be fucking brilliant. But honestly, I don't think they will. To be fair, West Ham and Nottingham Forest, they're slowly but surely picking up points over recent weeks. So who knows?
Can we just appreciate that Timber took the yellow card? Sorry, the yellow like a champ after wiping his crown jewels in Sarah's face.
Listen, Timber has got a hell of a lot of criticism from people, and I completely understand it. At the end of the day, this manager is asking him to play as an inverted false 10, which he just simply isn't. He's not a second striker. I don't know what Arteta is doing with that. I think it is a horrendous case of misprofiling a player. At the end of the day, he's a one-on-one demon. Like, I look back to last season, bouncing straight off an ACL. Only 2 wingers got the better of him in all of our games last season: Kvaratskhelia and Anthony Gordon in the Carabao Cup. Those are the only players that have ever given him a hard time. Obviously, a few more this season, but at the end of it, he's being run into the ground. With Ben White not getting minutes, albeit he missed out with a minor injury at the weekend. Listen, Arteta, he's got the best squad in the league, and he's just running players into the ground still. It's ridiculous. But, you know, man?
Yeah, 100%. Don't even mention Sesko, 1,315 minutes played. 9 Gyökeres has.
Yeah, ask yourself why Sesko's goals are only in the league. Get back to
me. He scored 1 goal in the FA Cup. In all comps, he scored 8 goals this season, I think. So, look, I'm just happy that Sesko's finally getting off the mark, and now it's hopefully he can continue. I'm trying to say, I think he scored 3 goals in the last. He scored 3. How many goals did he score in 2023 so far? Like 6 goals already. 1 in the FA Cup.
He scored in his last 2 games.
2 against Burnley. That's 3 already. 2 in his last 2. 3. That's 6 goals already in 2026 so far for United. I'm taking that. That's good. So far, so good, man. I'm happy with that. It's uncomparable all once in a competition in the league. Yeah, first. I remember that one. 100%. Make sure you guys subscribe to
SKSC. Nothing to be fair.
Make sure you guys subscribe to SKSC people. Make sure you guys go check his channel out. You know, big up to you, bro, SK. Hope you're doing good, man. If you're free to join, let me send you the link as well, bro. If you're free to join. We love a Chelsea rep on this channel, man. Big up to you, man. Hope you're doing good. Anyways, look, Arsenal destroyed Spurs. Simple as that. Spurs was just awful. Spurs turning up in a North London derby. Okay, look. There was a few, I'd say, doubts around the game in terms of how Arsenal was going to play, because obviously you guys had dropped points in your last 2 games. You dropped, 4 points in your last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken? You dropped 4 points
Yeah.
in your last 2 games, yeah. You've only gained 2 points in your last 2. And looking back at it, there was sort of, I'd say, there was a bit of a buzz around the game in terms of like how Spurs would approach this game, as Arsenal were going into this game with a bit of pressure, having to deal with their last few results. They weren't as amazing in terms of like this game. This game says Tottenham did not turn up. People say form goes out the window. Form goes out the window in terms of like how you approach games. It's a derby. I remember us playing Liverpool in Ten Hag's first season. We were talking about going to get smacked. We're going to get slapped 7-0 again, 7-1, like 12-1. We ended up winning the game 2-1. So form goes out the window. But Tottenham did not do that. Tottenham did not turn up. Second game in the season against Arsenal. Didn't even bother turning up. So
They had 12 days rest, to be fair.
They did, but
so their lack of energy was disgusting. There was a clip going around of Igor Tudor telling Van de Ven to push up, and Van de Ven simply wasn't listening to him. It's like, you're not Sergio Ramos, mate. I don't know what you're playing out there. Like, come on.
One's also 22, the other one's 27 prime. Youngest, the other 27 prime, yeah. But yeah, no, look, deserved win for Arsenal. Gyökeres finally off the mark, in my opinion. I think he's gonna go on a streak of scoring now.
Well, this is the thing, Akabin. Out of all the big striker signings in the summer, Gyökeres has got the most goals out of all of them. Like, I think this manager has horrendously put him on the back foot in terms of chance creation. But the fact that he is starved of so many chances in every single game week, every 3 days, and yet he's still the top scorer out of all the big strikers that have got moves this summer. I think that's a testament to what a good finisher he actually is. And at the end of the day, that's why I preferred him over Sesko in the summer. At the end of the day, when you get 104 goal contributions within 2 seasons, you're going to want to sign that, regardless of what league he's in. The guy won 2 league titles out in Portugal. He won a cup. Listen, the guy's another winner, and we need as many winners as possible, because with the idiot we've got on the sidelines, we're going to need as many winners as possible on the pitch to counteract his cowardice.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you, man. Tottenham 3 at the back. Did they play 3 at the back? I didn't even pay attention.
I thought it was more of a 5 at the back. I mean, maybe it may have been a 3. I felt like it was more of a 5 at the back, especially in the first half.
All I paid attention to was the fact that Tottenham hired a manager that sacked 11 times in his career. So, that's just everything you need to know. Everything.
To be fair to Igor Tudor, his previous 5 managerial jobs, he won his first game in all of them. So there was another stat that was rattling me a bit as we approach kickoff. But
that's fine.
We got 3 points in the end.
Yeah, fair enough. But at the end of the day, like I said, also back to the Gyökeres point, his first touch needs to be a shot. People talk about Gyökeres' first touch. His first touch needs to be a shot. Gyökeres is the guy that tries to shoot. Exactly. He tries to get onto the end of it, and he tries to get a shot off. And what happens? He scores 2 goals. Scores 2 really nice goals, in my opinion. He could have scored that. There was one chance in the first half which I thought was going in. That the way he took that shot, I thought it was going in. That was just a whisker away from the goal. So I was unlucky. And look, big up to Arsenal. And yeah, 4-1 win against Spurs. Nothing much you could complain about, really. But Tottenham, like, this season, do you genuinely think they're getting relegated? Like, let's have a serious conversation about Spurs now, because
listen, they've put themselves deep in the mire, but I don't think they'll get relegated. To be fair, that would be absolutely insane. I don't think it's a case of they're putting all their eggs in one basket for for Champions League. I'm not trying to take the piss, obviously, but last season, Ange put all his eggs in one basket for the Europa League because we knew who were getting relegated by February. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not as if Spurs were in danger of getting relegated last season, although they finished 17th. Obviously, they ended up winning the Europa League. But yeah, it's not the case this season because not only will the Champions League probably be harder, especially with the run that they will have to the final compared to the Europa League last season, but they're only 4 points off the drop, Akabin. And like I said, West Ham and Nottingham Forest are slowly but surely catching up. West Ham got a point at home to Bournemouth, and Nottingham Forest were one kick away from getting a point against Liverpool, which we'll get onto later. So listen, I think they've really put themselves in a bad situation here, and it's not as if they can just fully focus on the Champions League. But do I think they'll get relegated? Probably not. I think Nottingham Forest are probably going to be the sacrificial lamb this season for that 18th place. Obviously, Wolves are down, and Burnley will follow them. I think Nottingham Forest will be the last ones. I can't envision a reality where a Big Six club gets relegated, unfortunately. And as long as it's not us, I don't care.
I don't really classify Spurs as a Big Six club, but if you guys do, fair enough. Well, I just don't see them as a Big Six club. To be fair.
Yeah, I understand that. I mean, I think it's more. I think the whole point of the Big Six is it's the 6 richest clubs in the league, rather than the most successful. Obviously, you have Tottenham with 2 league titles compared to Everton's 9, Aston Villa's 7, and the European Cup. Sunderland's 6 even.
Newcastle 4. Preston North End
even. Yeah, but at the end of the day, they did win the Europa League last year. They are in the Champions League. And listen, they were the first English teams to ever win a European trophy. They were the first English teams to ever win the double. So they've got heritage there. They are a massive club. I think they're the first team to win the FA Cup back-to-back as well. So, well, no. First Southern team, I think, to win the FA Cup back-to-back. But yeah, I mean, they've got history, they've got heritage. But yeah, there are plenty of clubs with certainly more domestic prowess than them that aren't considered part of the Big Six. So, listen, man.
Yeah.
I mean, put it this way, I'd rather Chelsea got relegated, to be fair, because they actually win trophies. So, well, they win trophies in a much larger quantity. And they're a serious threat to Arsenal and London. So, yeah. But still, Spurs get relegated. So I mean, I'm taking that any level.
It's because you guys moved from South London, hence why they're talking. It's classified as a rivalry.
Well, technically, Spurs are part of Middlesex, and Middlesex wasn't considered a part of London until the 1960s. So if we want to go there, Arsenal have been a North London club longer than Spurs have. But listen, that's just a silly debate anyway. 4-1. I, for one, was hate to be a Spurs fan.
Is what it is. I mean, Tottenham aren't as successful as we think. They're a market, but they're not a big club. They're a rich financial club, but they're not a big club. That's how I say it. Hopefully, they do get relegated though. I don't really care about Spurs that much. Don't care about Spurs. Need Arsenal win rather than shitty facts. I agree. Same. I'm not having Man City win another league title. Same. I would much rather Arsenal. Same.
I think come May you're gonna have to swallow it.
It depends.
Well, that sounds really bad.
It depends what you do the Etihad, to be honest with you.
Mate, we ain't winning it. I've got to be honest. And I hate to be a Debbie Downer. We just ain't. Man City are going to win title number 11 come May. Whoopie do.
I want they're big into the sense of fans as well, bro. I don't think it's the big.
Well, no, they've got a huge Asian following due to Heung-min Son, obviously, and they are obviously a big club in England, particularly in London. But yeah, honestly, I think Spurs are obviously a big club, but to be part of the Big Six, that's a bit. Big Six is all about money, so on that metric, obviously Spurs are there, but not in terms of certainly domestic success.
What's over, then it's over. You can get angry. True. Some belief and courage, Josh. You are first.
King Khan, we ain't going to be first. That's the point.
Big up,
but
Michael.
listen, I would love nothing more than to be wrong, and I will turn up to this stream absolutely hammered, but come May. But listen, I hope it happens, but I just don't see it. You know, we had the opportunity to effectively kill off the title race in January, and we failed to do so and let City back in it. And Pep Guardiola's never lost a title race. Only title races he's ever lost are when the other team run away with it come the new year. And, you know.
Yeah. Bergvall and Van de Ven we should get if they go down. I don't think just that. I think we should look at Udogie as well because we need a left back. Udogie would be a good player for us.
Who would you take from Spurs if they did get relegated?
Van de Ven.
Apart from Udogie, as you just said. You take Van de Ven.
Van de Ven is quality. He is quality. He's just playing in a shit Spurs side. I think he's a quality centre back. He's been quality for a very long time, bro. Let's be real. Van de Ven's been quality for a very long time. I just think he's been playing a shit Spurs side. You know.
Would you take Jed Spence?
Not really. He's too inconsistent.
Fair.
I would have loved Jet Spence at Middlesbrough because Middlesbrough, I think he was quite good at the time. He was touted to be the next talent. But then now it's just like, yeah, I don't think so anymore. But no, but I would take Udogie though. I think Udogie would be a good player, and Van de Ven would be quality. Spurs first to win Winners' Cup, but United first to win the trophy. People really care about Champions League. Yeah, people do care about the Champions League, to be honest with you, more than they do other cups.
Naturally, yeah.
No idea why Son wasted his career at that club. Even Kane wasted 2 years there. I agree. They should have had more.
To be fair, Son ended it the best way possible.
He did.
So I think maybe it all works out in the end.
But he could have won. But he could have won a league title if he had left Spurs.
Oh, of course. I mean, Kane not moving to City in 2021 was just crazy.
Because United, like, I think with Solskjaer, I'm not sure if they're going to win the league or whatnot, but Harry Kane would have definitely helped us in terms of like league title push for sure. We'd have definitely been in a couple title races with Harry Kane up top, in my opinion.
Well, I think with City, he's more of a guarantee under Pep Guardiola to win league titles, and I think they would have won those league titles at a much bigger margin with Kane in the team. Instead of splashing out £100 million on Jack Grealish.
Earlier, man. You should have just gone to Bayern much earlier when Lewandowski was still there because they could have won a huge part.
I suppose. I think he was kind of torn between moving for silverware and breaking Alan Shearer's Premier League record. I think he'll return to England before he retires, without a doubt. Whether that's with Spurs, who knows?
We'll see. We'll definitely see. Man said, "Don't break my heart." Our wing backs, Shaw and Dallo. Geez, we got to replace them. I agree, but Dallo's been quite good the last couple of games. In terms of Luke Shaw, oh yeah, bin that guy, please. He is useless. That guy is useless. Guy can't do anything, bro. He doesn't bomb forward. He stays back, tries to just kick the ball, clear the ball. What are we supposed to do? We're under the cosh playing with that guy at the back. You know what I mean? So yeah, he needs to go. We need to replace him with a left back. We need to get a new left back in the summer and a right back. I would go for Coyote from Brentford for sure. Coyote would be quality for United. I would take Coyote 100%. And our midfield have no legs. Yeah, true. But to be honest with you, our midfield is the reason why we're winning games as well. At the moment, obviously Casemiro is leaving, so we'll have to try and replace him with the best way possible. You should have taken Kane at Arsenal.
He was in our academy, but I don't think he made it very far. I think Wenger even admitted he never heard of him in the academy because he got cut too early.
Would have been a massive fuck you to Spurs as well. Yep, would have been.
I was thinking actually, King Khan, like if we do a Sol Campbell and get Van de Ven off them if they get relegated. But no, I don't know if I'll take any Spurs players, to be honest.
Nobody really cares about Spurs. You take them off Spurs, bro. You know what I mean? Kane tried to be the gigs, try being the gigs of Spurs, except they never won anything. True. He could have won. He could have won something.
They could have won something. Obviously, they finished third in a 2-horse race in 2016. They're in a title race in 2017. Reached the FA Cup semis in 2018. Reached Champions League final in 2019. So they were obviously close, but ultimately no cigar.
It wasn't actually a 2-horse race, Josh. Arsenal were actually factually top longer than Spurs that season.
No, we were top come Christmas up until January. And then, we just never recovered.
Leicester were top at Christmas. But then you guys were top. You took top in February.
Oh yeah, they were by the New Year. Sorry. Yeah.
Leicester were top at Christmas, but you guys were top in after Valentine's Day. I remember that.
No. We were top at the New Year after Welbeck's 95th minute winner against Leicester. We cut the gap to 2 points, and then obviously Marcus Rashford happened.
You went top that day, actually. I think.
No, we didn't. We were 2 points behind them.
Really?
Yeah, we were 5 points away from them, which is insane.
That's what I'm saying. That you guys were top longer than Spurs that season. Spurs were top for like a brief moment, I think, or they were just in a title.
I don't know if Spurs were ever top, to be honest.
Don't think they were ever top. You guys were actually top longer than them that season. So you guys, to be fair, you could have won the league that season. That was your biggest chance to win the title. Charles O'Corby, you can't move forward anymore. Yep, 100%. Anderson, Stiller, Tonali are waiting for their midfield. Fuck Baleba. I agree. Baleba's
the backup, maybe.
Baleba's just playing for a departure, bro.
Put it this way: whoever gets relegated, they've got some decent players that you can snatch off them for cut prices. Whether that's Anderson or Somerville or Van der Ven, or who else is down there? Leeds, Ethan Ampadu, if you're looking for defensive cover.
Who else? West Ham. Who else from West Ham you could be looking at for? There's a couple of players from West Ham.
I don't know if there's many. Obviously, I'd love Jared Bowen, but we decided to spend £52 million on Madueke, so we won't sign him.
Somerville, though, could be one you could look at. And
I don't think Jared Bowen will ever leave West Ham anyway.
Who's the other guy that not Somerville, but there's another player in that team that's really been impressive for West Ham this season. I forgot his name. Is he one of the midfielders?
Tadibo? No.
Not Tadibo. Another player.
Oh, what's his name? Freddie Potts? Is it?
He's the guy that scored against Man United at Old Trafford. I forgot his name, but he equalized. He scored the equalizer against us. It was him. I don't know, but regardless, like.
Oh, him! I can't remember his name. I'm sure the chat will.
But Somerville is definitely a player that some clubs could be looking at from Spurs, from West Ham for sure, if they get relegated this season or whatnot. Big up, Brian. Big up, bro. Nah, I love that. Love that analysis. You know what I mean? Let's get to the other comments real quick. And we'll get to the United segment in just a moment. No, I don't hit the game of fair. Yeah, he did. He was an Arsenal fan, wasn't he? Yeah, Harry Kane was an Arsenal fan. Harry Kane was definitely an Arsenal fan.
Who's this?
What, who?
Who was an Arsenal fan?
Harry Kane.
Oh, I don't know if he was. He was in our academy, but he didn't make it far. Wenger didn't hear of him,
Yeah, Kudus would be a good player as well from West Ham for sure. Kudus. Definitely. Don't know if you take Kane now for a year or two, your career is going to grow into his role. Yeah, I think Kane for a year or two wouldn't be bad. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't think he'd go Arsenal.
Well, obviously I'll take Kane, but he'll never come. Obviously, I think he will return to England to break Shu's record, but it certainly won't be with us.
Just think the amount of Spurs players that would once leave, they went down. Yeah, no, I hear you.
That was my point. Like, whoever gets relegated, whoever takes that 18th spot, there's a good few players there that you can get for cut prices.
Exactly, yeah. Spurs
I think the closest Spurs were second prime. No, it's 2 points away, I should say.
Yeah.
After they won at the Etihad, if I'm not mistaken.
What happened?
Yeah.
No, that season you said Leicester won the league. Spurs were never top of the league. We were just talking about obviously that season, and then I was saying that Josh mentioned that Spurs finished second in
third in the 2-horse race.
Third in the 2-horse race, but actually Arsenal were top longer than Spurs that season.
Bro, we were out of it by March after that Swansea debacle.
Spurs were never top of the league that season.
Yeah, they were never top of the season actually. Yeah.
I feel like that season's highly misconstrued because even if they won at Stamford Bridge, I think Leicester would have been 8 points clear still. Like the title was done.
Hmm. But Labour's
Yeah, but from a morale standpoint, we ended the race.
Yeah, good point. Mathematically as well. So.
Why wouldn't he come if you guys win the title? He's at Bayern, to be fair.
Because he's a Spurs man.
Guaranteed to win the league every single season, pretty much. Except his first season.
That's my point, bro. If he moved to City in 2021, he would have 4 league titles in the bag. You know, he would have overtaken Shearer's record. You know.
But Prime, what did you make of the derby, man? The North London derby.
I didn't watch the game. I don't know why people are. I don't know why people expected Spurs to do something. They're not good. And
Neither are Wolves.
yeah, but there's a difference between Arsenal playing Wolves and Arsenal playing Spurs. Like, because it's a big game, everyone's on their A game. As opposed to when you play Wolves, like it could be possible there could be like a little slip up and you could draw the game. Like, you guys drawing to Wolves is more likely than Spurs getting a result. So, yeah. And plus, Spurs are just awful. They are awful. I don't think they'll get relegated because there's worse teams in this league, but they are awful.
They did get destroyed by a big. Yeah, it was a big margin, and it wasn't even close. I just think that Spurs equalizer was off a Declan Rice mistake, wasn't it? That he lost the ball.
No, yeah. Telling everyone to concentrate, then he gave the ball away like a minute later. I'm just Deck from Kingston. We can tell, mate, with mistakes like that. But to be fair to him, he really grew into it in the second half and was a big reason as to why Spurs couldn't hit us on the transition. And at the end of the day, that's what he's so good at. So.
Either way, hey, Kevin, you shouldn't. Dogi's not good. Diouf is a better fullback than him.
You think so?
Yes, Diouf is a better fullback than him.
Fair enough, but I don't know. I just think we need a fullback, but we'll get to the United segment in a bit. But back to the Arsenal game. I mean, you're right, Prime. Like, I don't understand why people actually expected Spurs to do anything. Albeit, to be fair with you, on the game day, I had a brief feeling that maybe something crazy was going to happen. But then again, can you really trust Spurs?
I feel the main analysis, the main support in Spurs getting something was the fact that it is Arsenal. It's Arsenal in a title race. It's Mikel Arteta in a title race, and the fact that they had 12 days off, whereas we conceded and lost not to.
Yeah, but it wasn't going to come from Spurs. They're awful.
Who do you think's taking the last relegation place?
I don't know. I actually haven't looked that far in the table because I don't occupy those spaces. I'm not Spurs. I'm not Man United. But in terms of the title, what?
No, nothing. We'll continue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In terms of the title, I think Arsenal will win the league. City, I don't think they'll win enough games.
But they have a game in hand. And if they
win the game in hand, but it's 5 points now. Winning that game in hand brings it to 2.
Exactly. But then they start to play Man City at the Etihad, right?
I don't see Arsenal losing at the Etihad.
Well, I bloody hope not. I feel it's effectively. I mean, Manchester City are effectively 2 points behind with their game in hand. Likelihood is Etihad. I mean, if you're going to pick a team to win, it is City. So, in my mind, City are already 1 point clear. It's the same as in the 2023 title race. I mean, I know I talk a lot about bottling an 8-point lead, but City did have a game in hand, and we had to go to the Etihad, so it was effectively 2 points.
I said this.
Why do you assume that the City will win their game in hand?
because it's Manchester City, it's Pep Guardiola. Listen, you only have to look at past events to predict the future.
But it's not the same. It's not the same. Everyone keeps talking about how bad the City team is. It's not the same City. So it's I don't, especially when they couldn't even beat Spurs. I don't have trust in City crossing the line.
Spurs did the double over them in 2021-22. Like, I mean, these results happen. Like, people said the same thing in 22-23. Haaland had affected their flow.
No, but I didn't agree with that. I don't know. I just don't trust. I don't have faith in City.
That season we said City was clearly going to win because you know why? They had players like De Bruyne or Rodri. They were having an amazing season. Even Bernardo was having a crazy season. Mahrez. I remember they had who else on in their team this season? They had Diaz was playing really good. You know, they had Edison who was playing amazing.
Plus, I don't see where Arsenal lose games. Your remaining Premier League games, I don't see where you're going to lose. Yes, you'll drop points. You're not going to win every game, but City will also drop points.
Exactly.
So the points that you drop won't matter. Because City will also drop points.
This is what I think will happen. I think it depends on the League Cup final. Like I said before, the League Cup final for me will determine who will win the league. Because
I agree, but I also think Arsenal will win the cup final. So
I think so too. To be fair. Rare optimism.
I think the winner of the cup final is a big psychological edge, and I think Arsenal will. I think
because what. Yeah. Look what happened to Newcastle last season when they won the League Cup, where they went on a crazy Premier League run and they finished in the Champions League places. Remember that?
I think you guys will do enough. And that game at the Etihad, you guys will just play not to lose. You'll stink out a 0-0, a 1-1, and that'll be enough.
To be fair, actually, maybe not. It depends how many points there. It depends on the points gap. If it's like a 5 or 6 point gap, then maybe they could do that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Five points is people think 5 points is not much. 5 points is a lot because especially with this City team where like you don't trust there's 10 games left? Do you think they're gonna
11 games left? Cut off with 30. Yeah, I think he cut off.
I think City are on 27 games, so they're on 11 games. I think Arsenal have got 10 games now.
Sorry, I think I lagged out. I don't trust like with City and Arsenal. Like, I look at Arsenal, I don't know when they're going to lose their next Prem game. But with City,
you never know.
We're not beating them. But we're not beating them. But okay. But with City. Like they will drop points. So as much as people can tell me Arsenal will drop points too, but it's if City drop points, then Arsenal dropping points won't make a difference. You know?
Yeah.
So as long as Arsenal just match City's results, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Arsenal draw a game because if City draw as well, then it's fine. Just match their results and they'll get the title. Unfortunately,
but the problem is Prime. Like, what are their fixtures going into the last, I'd say, game of the season?
We've got
Arsenal still have to play Chelsea at home. They still have to play
Brighton
City
away 3 days later.
Brighton away. Who else do you play? And City in the
Everton at home, and then Bournemouth at home, then Man City away.
You'll beat
Newcastle at home.
You'll beat Newcastle at home.
No, this is it. Listen, like you look at Pep Guardiola's managerial career. You look at the 3-4 seasons where he hasn't won the league title. The teams he was coming up against effectively ended it by January. We had the chance to end it by January. What did we do instead? We sat back against Liverpool without an attacker on the field and against 17th place Nottingham Forest. We could have effectively killed the title there and then. Factor in at least get a point against United, and then that's us pretty much solid. But we haven't, and we've let them creep back into it. And Pep Guardiola never loses title races. I don't care about this new Manchester City team. Like, Aleppo doesn't change his spots. Arteta's a
You
bottle job. Pep is a winner, and you'll see that
Josh,
come May.
you know me. I'm the biggest Arsenal hater that you know. You know me. If I'm saying you're winning this
Naturally.
league, then hey, trust. Well,
Yeah,
don't
Prime.
trust
I
me.
remember you
No,
saying on one of Mike's streams that you thought we'd win the league in 2023. We had a more commanding lead then, and look what happened.
the first time you challenged. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it got to like March, April, and I got to a point where I just couldn't keep denying you're gonna lose it because the points total was so far, and you guys just kept winning games. You hadn't lost in a long time, so I was just like, I'll just give in and admit that you're gonna win the league. Admit because maybe it'll help with the pain more. But now it's not even a thing where, like, it's not that I'm saying Arsenal or Arteta will win the league. It's more so I don't trust City to do enough to win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's City that I don't trust. So Arsenal, you know, honestly, if it's up to me, I'd give it to Aston Villa. But you know,
Same.
unfortunately,
I would love Villa, but like, yeah, they
unfortunately,
ain't gonna do it.
yeah,
They-
get your
they-
first
they-
get your first league title and build Arteta that statue, bro. Build him
They're
that
gonna go
statue.
through the Europa
Nah, come on.
get Champions League. No, but
Yeah.
but Prime, you're right though. Like this Arsenal team has players that can help them win the league. You know, I know some of them come from different leagues. Some of them come from like different like.
We've got winners in our team,
Mm.
but we haven't got a winning manager. Listen, Aleppo doesn't change his spots, like I said. I do not trust this guy on our sideline to walk a dog, let alone win a league title. At the end of the day, we know how poor Arne Slot has been this season. He's been essentially exposed this season. His first season turning up in England. Pep has a one-off, and Arteta still can't capitalise. It's just, this guy isn't a winner. And, I've essentially wasted 6 years of my life following this club because this guy's done fuck all, apart from give everyone false hope and then rip it away. I'm not confident that we're winning this league title. We never win in Europe, so I'm not expecting that to change. We can win both the domestic cups, but I just don't see a reality where we win the league because I feel, like I keep saying it, Aleppo doesn't change his spots. We were saying the same thing about Manchester City doing their treble season. Haaland's come in, he's disrupted the balance of the team and all that shit. What happens? They go on an absolutely insane run. They win the league. Liverpool were 7 points clear in 2019. Manchester City go on a 14-game winning run and then not winning the league. 23-24, City were shaky. They won one win in 5? Similar to this campaign. They still went on to win the league. So I'm just,
Yeah.
Manchester City are winning the league, man. I hate it.
So you know how with City, right? In previous seasons, they actually, to be fair, even last season they went on a run in the back end and they got top 4. They finished, I think, third, right? Is it third?
Yeah.
So,
Third, yeah.
And with City, they end up, before we realize they've gone on like a 10-game unbeaten run. They've won 5 in a row currently.
Yeah.
Their admin tweeted it and said someone's got to get a haircut, which is funny. They've won, I think, 5 in a row, right? But it still doesn't matter because it's 5 points. So, yeah.
It for me is like you look at that Man City team, right? And you look at some of the players that they have. Semenyo doesn't have the know-how to win the league yet, right? You have Guehi. Okay, he was won an FA Cup with Crystal Palace. Who else do you have in that team? At centre back, did Man City sign another centre back? No, they didn't. Nico O'Reilly, young player, inexperienced, right? Their fullbacks are inexperienced. Donnarumma, world class goalkeeper, won everything last season, right? Fair enough. Rodri, inconsistent as hell. Really inconsistent. Not the same Rodri as he was. Cherki, he's a good player. He's a really good player. Foden, been there through City's most successful period. Haaland, obviously one of the best goal scorers in the world. So it's a mixture of experience and inexperience. It's a new squad with some of the mixtures of an old squad, right? Of the previous squad. Whereas Arsenal, look, you have Eze, FA Cup winner, Havertz, call me crazy, Havertz, Champions League winner. All right. Who else? Gyökeres won the league at Sporting. You know. Who else?
Kepa, Nkapie, Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. You have players that have the know.
Raya, if you count international football.
You have the know-how, exactly. So you have some players that have the know-how, like even Declan Rice won the
Wait. Raya, if we count international football.
But no, Raya, if we count international football. Keyword being if. You know.
Do you rate Raya?
I don't.
Listen, I'm not one to talk about looks maxing and all that, but listen, I feel we could benefit from a taller goalkeeper, and I don't mean to hold anyone's height against them, but I feel a lot of the goals we've conceded this season is due to the fact Raya is about 5'9". I know that sounds really cruel, but
I don't even think it's just his height. I just think he's just an average goalkeeper. I don't think he's.
Well, I feel it's weird with our squads because
I think he's fortunate of the defense he plays that he has in front of him. I don't think he's actually that good.
I feel it's weird with our squad in general, including Raya. I don't think many of our players are actually like. I don't think any of our players are really world class. I know it depends on your definition. I don't think any of them are world class, but as a unit and in the league we're currently in, we work really well. And I think, like it has been in previous title races under Arteta, it's the mentality that hasn't got us over the line. It's been the mentality that's held us back, I should say. You know what I mean? I know I might be waffling here, but I don't think any of our players are genuine world-class players. I just think as a team unit, we are really good. And given the state the league's currently in, I think we.
I agree. I say that about Arsenal. I don't rate a lot of your players, but as a unit, you're tough to get at, which is annoying.
But this is what I'm saying though, Prime. Like they have players that have won stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just a manager.
But they don't. They haven't won stuff as a collective.
Yeah, they haven't won stuff as a collective, but they've won stuff.
Look at Arsenal's supposed best players, right? Saliba's not won a trophy. Gabriel's not won a trophy. Declan Rice won a Conference League at West Ham. Saka's not won anything. Odegaard has not won anything. He didn't play in the semi-final or final. He doesn't have a medal.
I think Odegaard's won the Copa del Rey with Sociedad, but that's about it. And he wasn't in the Champions League winning squads with Real Madrid.
Yeah, that's Arsenal's. That's your spine, by the way. Raya, I guess if you count the internationals with Spain, but like he's not won anything barring that. Yeah, he's not won anything barring that. Like that's your spine of players who did not won anything. And then obviously you have Arteta, your manager, who's not like won anything major, but like that's your team, that's your spine.
He won an FA Cup with not his squad, to be fair. So.
No, I don't do the whole not his squad thing because we can start discrediting managers for winning things by saying not their squad. I don't think it's fair to say that. I'll be real. Because I could easily say, oh, Carrick is 5 games or 6 games unbeaten, but it's not his squad, so it doesn't count. Like that's weird. I don't think it's fair to say not his squad. You're working what you have, but
yeah, exactly.
Arteta's been there. It's now 6 years. You gotta win something. Actually, let me ask you, Josh. Obviously, not for you because I know what your personal answer is, but for your fan base that back this manager, if you guys end the season with just a domestic trophy, say the Carabao or FA Cup, or even say you win both of them, do you think your fan base will still back Arteta to stay next season?
I feel it will be split. I think it will be split. I don't know if you go on Arsenal Twitter to doom scroll or joy scroll, depending on the result, but after the Wolves game, there was a hell of a lot of negative reaction from people that are so PR positive about the club. So I feel like patience, no matter how they portray it, is teetering on a knife edge now. Because at the end of the day, if you haven't won anything in 6 years, it doesn't matter how close you're getting. If anything, because we've become so close to winning major trophies, it's only going to get fans more frustrated. I feel like there will be a huge split. And I feel the go-to argument will be, he's won this trophy. Therefore, he can win. Therefore, we'll give him another season. I think a majority, but not a large majority, will still be backing him. You know? And at the end of the day, listen, like, I can't control people's thoughts, but you know, I wish I could when it came to this club.
I actually think you win the league, but it's one of those where it feels like the players and manager type leagues.
Yeah, how often is that the case? How often do people look at the players rather than the manager in winning league titles? I mean, are we talking about last season with Salah? Or I don't know.
No,
I feel like that discredits what a manager does as well.
Yeah, I think if you win, you've got to give him. If you win, you got to give him the credit and respect for winning, obviously. But
for the signings he made as well, to be fair with you, because the signings that Arsenal have made have not been awful signings, but they've been signings that have sort of gotten them, where they need to be. Like if you look at Gyökeres, people think about Gyökeres, but he's actually a guy has scored how many goals in not just the league, but
they scored 15 goals so far, I think.
So like it's not been a flop. Like in how many competitions has he played? Like having to rotate, having to play through this bullshit Arteta system. Not playing to his strengths. He's still got 15 goals. That's not a bad season.
That's more than Hekatike, which exactly. I made the point of earlier. This manager just isn't a winner, which is why I don't think we'll get over the line. But I hate to be a Debbie Downer on things. I know we've literally won the derby 4-1 away from home, but I just can't see a world in which Manchester City don't win this title from here on in. No matter what the result is at the Etihad, because at the end of the day, Arsenal self-sabotage. Listen, I feel this title race really took a turn when City came back at Anfield. That's when I thought, like, if Liverpool at least held on for a point there. I think Bernardo Silva came out and said if we didn't get the winning goal here, we would have probably conceded the title. I mean, that's the margins we're dealing with here. And I feel that Anfield result has really got them in.
But Bernardo's right. From if you're a City player, if you're a Pep, you do have to believe that you're going to win this league because it's not over. From their perspective, yes, that's the right mentality to have. But Arsenal fans crashing, like when you guys drew the Wolves and I was seeing your fan base crash out, I found that so weird. If you guys truly believe in this team and you believe in this manager, why are you crashing out? It's still 5 points. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you believe, don't crash out. The season's not done. Like, don't chat all this shit just to cry because you drew 2-2 to Wolves. Like, that's weird.
I feel that's because of the.
No, go on, bro.
No, sorry. I feel like a lot of these people you see on social media aren't actually as enamored with Arteta as they make out to be. I think it is to get a free press pass. I think it is to get more Twitter revenue or YouTube revenue. Because at the end of the day, being more positive about this manager, hot new prospects and all that will get you more views. I do feel like there is a deep element of mistrust there, as I previously said, because we have got really close, but ultimately we haven't got over the line once.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Listen, I said it on my YouTube short reacting to the game, which I do warn you to is explicit if you wanted to check it out. It's like Declan Rice and Arteta have both come out this year, not this season, this year, after Liverpool and Brentford respectively, and said, if you can't win the game, don't lose it. So why are you getting all angry? Why are you starting fights after the game if you essentially extended the lead to 5 points? I feel like, at the end of the day, you come in with that mentality, you're going to get those type of results. And that's not a champion's mentality. If you can't win it, don't lose it, in my opinion, does not make champions. Win it no matter what. I believe that is what makes champions. And
I,
if Liverpool,
I
listen,
I'll say
okay,
this.
yeah,
I'll say this. Like, I think the crash out happened only because Arsenal choked 2-0 lead way to the bottom of the league, and it's the PTSD because they've seen it many times before. Like, they're dropping points when it matters most.
actually, sorry, let Josh
No.
actually land. Well, sorry, let Josh continue with that thought because I think he's going to make an interesting point.
Yeah, go on.
No, I feel like we've already seen it this season. Szoboszlai scores a free kick against Arsenal. Liverpool see out the game 1-0. Szoboszlai scores a free kick late on against Manchester City, and City still come back when they're staring at a 9-point deficit, and they end up coming back. I believe that is the difference between Manchester City and Arsenal's mentality. And I don't like to talk about mentality because I do think it's an easy cop-out when it comes to punditry, but at the end of the day, you can't deny it. Arsenal aren't champions. They've never been champions. At the end of the day, first trophy is always the hardest, and Arsenal haven't been there yet. City have, which is why I believe City have the know-how, they have the mentality, they have the experience to go on and win this league title. At the end of the day, they're going to look at it as in, we do our job in our game in hand against Crystal Palace. We're 2 points behind Arsenal. We beat Arsenal at the Etihad. That's at least a 1 point lead at the top, provided we win all our games, which we have done previously and we can do again. There is no way an Arteta team is turning around a 1-0 deficit at Anfield with only 20 minutes to go, if at all. You know? And we've seen it this season.
Yeah, I hear you, but when Rice said about if we can't win the game, make sure we don't lose it. That's not it's not a bad thing to have necessarily. However, Arsenal, I do agree with you. Arsenal do way too much of that. There are certain games where, like, for example, Jose at Chelsea used to do this thing where in big games away from home, he would make sure we just don't lose. He would get the draw because we knew at the Bridge we would win basically all of our tough home games. And that would be enough for us to go and win the league. But with Arsenal, I look at this season, the big games you've played. You beat Man United the opening game. You lost to them in the second game. When you went to Anfield, it was Anfield, right? Was it Anfield with Liverpool when you lost? You went to Anfield against a Liverpool team that wasn't great at that point. You narrowly lost, fair enough. That City game, you guys deserve to lose, in my personal opinion. But again, the mentality, you did enough to get the result. Against Chelsea, you guys were awful, should have lost. But again, you did enough to get the result. Those are two big results that could help you in the title race. But then it's making sure the City game at the Etihad, you guys actually win. That's where that point earlier in the season against City is vital and is important. But you have to do those sort of stuff. But yeah, it's you guys don't have the mentality of winners anywhere in your team, really.
Only a few players, not the entire team, but there's a few players.
I don't think so. If you can't win it, don't lose it. That doesn't scream champion to me.
But even those few players, they've not won.
That's not enough compared to what you need.
Even those few players, they've not won. They don't have a trophy cabinet. They don't have the silverware. Those players. Odegaard's their captain. Odegaard is their captain. Chelsea's captain is Reece James. Let's compare the trophy cabinet.
Champions League winner. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's the captain as well. You need to have a leader that's been there and done something. I agree with you. 100%.
Yeah,
your leader needs to be someone Declan Rice will be your best bet at this rate.
Yeah, but if you compare and Rice, I rate highly. I think he's brilliant. But you have Rice as their midfield enforcer. We have Caicedo. They both joined the same summer for over 100 mil. Caicedo has 2 trophies and Rice doesn't. Why? Why is that the case?
Because Chelsea win and Arsenal don't. Simple answer.
I disagree.
But Chelsea aren't that good either. Compare the as Gabriel and Saliba are looked at as top 5 in the world. Let's compare the trophy cabinet with Chalobah at Chelsea, and I think he's dog awful.
Yeah.
Like, for how great your players are supposed to be, they should have some silverware. They should have something to show for how good they've been. Because when you look at like Spurs and what they did with Poch for those few years and how great they were, quote unquote, they've got nothing to show. They got nothing to show for that time period.
I disagree to Twisted Fate. I think most Arteta owners were Champions League and Premier League only. They'd rather scrap the cups, you know. They'd rather scrap the cups.
No, they're bigger fish to fry and all that bollocks.
Yeah, but Twisted Fate, they said that last season, but they also said last season in October that it's only us and City in the title race. If Liverpool finish above us, it's a failure and Arteta must go. And then it got to February, March, and all of a sudden where they started to rewrite it and be like, oh no, Arteta shouldn't go, unprecedented circumstances of injuries. So, like, trust me, if Arsenal win both domestics but finish second, they will say we'll win the league next year. We have the mentality of winners now. Trust me, there's excuses.
Yeah.
It's a continuous cycle, you know?
Yep.
Big up Indian Scouser. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up to the chat. Big up to Ecowin. Thanks, Govin. Thanks for having me. Big up the panel, man. But
Boys, man.
is there any back from the microphone?
A little bit, but it's all good. It's all good.
No, if it's a problem, let me know. Yeah, I'll just remove it.
No worries, man. No worries. All good, man. But
Yeah,
what do you make
you're.
Sorry. Go on. What were you saying, Prime?
No, never mind. I was gonna make an Arsenal have no Champions League joke. It doesn't matter.
Gavin.
What did you make of all this? Obviously, the Arsenal Spurs game, and obviously we were discussing whether Arsenal can get over the line come the end of the season. What do you make of the discussion?
Yeah. So firstly, I'm sorry for joining a bit late. So I haven't heard anything. And yeah, my half gone because of the game on Sunday. It was gone since McAllister's first goal that was ruled out, and the second one I went crazier than the first one. So yeah, I'm just ring still. And as for the game, for that, eyes are on that game. Pressure on Arsenal. I think much more pressure on them than on obviously Spurs, who was facing relegation. Igor Tudor, he has nothing to lose. If he wins, one of the best already for them, to get them out of that relegation zone down there. Because I believe West Ham and Burnley both got a ball. Obviously, big point for Burnley, but Spurs, every time that people rely on them to do something, like there's nothing mad on Spurs because staff, they were quite lucky when they got the equalizer. Arsenal literally gifted them that goal, and they want to argue about the second goal in the second half, the equalizer again. Even though let's say they're saying it was too soft, gone. We hear this week in week out, right? Like how the referees are not consistent at all. So let's say they do equalize from that. I believe Arsenal would have still won that game easily. And as they say, he just wants super full games this season. But if they end up winning the league, will Josh actually care? Will any of the Arsenal fans care? If as they just 6 goals, 5 against Spurs as in the league, so the top title winning performance from Arsenal, I would say, but that doesn't mean I think they'll win it. It's just the way that with all the coming after the Wolves game, and draws against Liverpool. What was it? Brentford, Forest before Liverpool as well. So all eyes, like I said, was on that game. New manager bounce. We didn't see. We've seen it with Michael Carrick, with Liam for Chelsea as well. But Spurs with 13 players missing. I mean, I still think, you. Yeah, I think I'll remove. Yeah, because
No, it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
no, I want the audience to be able to listen to us probably with no issues.
Your internet's fine. It's just the mic feedback. It's all good, bro. It's okay.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's all good now. It's all good now. A lot better now. It's all good.
Yeah. So, like, I can understand, when it comes to injuries, you remove 13 players out for all of our clubs right now. Like, where would we be? Maybe not 17th or 16th or wherever they are. But, I mean, like, there's just no fight. There's no desire. There's nothing. Like, I've seen teams like you can see Wolverhampton, rock bottom, nothing to play for, ready for championship. They got in a new manager to play in the championship, sold their best player, best striker. So, you know, you could see them still putting in a fight at their own stadium 2-2. And Spurs, again, they were playing at home. It's not like it was 4-1 at the Emirates, which it was in the first game, the exact same score, I believe. So, I mean, on the Arsenal side of things, because we're mentioning the title race and whatnot, forget Spurs. We don't have a Spurs panelist here, but for Arsenal, I think that was a proper performance. It's 5 points, but it's in you could say it's in their hands and in City's hands, because if they both win their remaining games, they would actually win it. They play each other as well. Let's say the gap is 2, City win their game in hand, but they play at the Etihad. So some would say City, they got the advantage there to play at home, but obviously most would put Arsenal as favorites, to finish second 3 years in a row. If they do end up there again, it's going to be a long, long summer for them fans. But I still think it's going to be Man City. A lot are saying Arsenal. The only reason I'm giving it to City, it's just purely based on the past, it's all about the mentality for me. Like, it's not about the squad depth. It's not about the quality of the players. It's all the manager and the mentality of these players. I was hearing a bit of like what you guys said about Bernardo Silva as well. That win against my team at Anfield, that was huge for them. If they do win the league, I think that's the game, because I believe if they do win it, it's going to be not more than 2-3 points. So that win for them was, they would look back and be like, yeah, our run started there at Anfield. Erling Haaland, that's the only stadium he hasn't scored yet. And I think he's yet to play at the Everton new stadium as well, and Sunderland Stadium. That's it for Erling Haaland, So massive win for them at Anfield. And yeah, bring on the title race, man. As a neutral, you just love to see it. You don't want it to be done and dusted now. So go down to the wire. And yeah, big 3 points for Arsenal. And City, a good win as well for them. But yeah, we haven't gone to the third game yet, though.
Big time. They need to win that game big time. And obviously, just a question from King Khan. He asked here. Let's get back to the question right here. You don't think he'll be sacked even if he fails to win this year? Honestly, I don't know. It depends on the circumstances of it. Like, for example, if Arsenal win like a League Cup, like if they win like the FA Cup, for example, they probably will keep him, but they won't. But they might give him like you have to win major next season.
I feel as far as the Kroenkes are concerned, as long as Arteta's finishing in the Champions League spots, then his job's going to be fine, irrespective of what he wins.
Exactly. As long as the dough's in the pocket, you know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
As long as he makes the money from the.
And to be fair, from a business perspective, sacking Arteta would be an absolute catastrophe, because at the moment, as of 2026, you're guaranteed top 4 or top 5. And you're guaranteed at least a bit of a title fight to keep the fans on side and to keep the pressure away from you as owners. So from a business perspective, it would be absolutely ridiculous to sack him. Obviously, in terms of elite sport, he should have been sacked about 3 years ago, but that isn't the case naturally. So I'm gonna have to live with it.
Fair enough. Anyone adding more on the North London derby before we go to the next one?
Well, hopefully Spurs get relegated. That's it.
Well, I'd like that as well. I can't lie to you. It'd be funny. It'd be funny to see Spurs relegated. Of all clubs, you think Spurs in the relegation zone this year, or not really in the relegation zone, but in and around the relegation zone, like 4 or 5 points off of it. I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and we might see, Aston Villa. I think Aston Villa, Everton, they're in for a shout to be the next top 6, big 6 side, to replace Spurs. So
I think Villa already replacing Spurs, bro. Let's be real. The Champions League title says it all.
Yeah.
I mean, and the league title counts. You know what I mean? It says it all.
But it'll be funny to see, the likes of Expressions, Fuad, Tobes, all in the championship. Championship content.
Preston away. I would love that, bro. I can't wait for Preston away. That'd be funny, man. Way to Preston. I would love
I was
that.
watching how Big Steve was giving Tobes a bit of advice and
Yeah.
about the championship away at Grimsby.
Oh, even it was funny. Not just that. Like Big Steve was in like League Two. Like forget this championship. He was in like League Two, going away to fucking what's it called, Peterborough. Like going away to Stockport. Like bro, Spurs. If they get relegated, bro, that would be. You know trophies they'll be playing next season. The St. Is it St. Johnston Cup or something that they're gonna play in?
No, I think that's the League One and League Two teams.
No, I think Championship teams play in it as well. I think if I don't recall.
I don't think they do.
think they
Obviously,
do.
correct me if I'm wrong, but
At
I
least
don't think that's.
they have a chance to win a trophy, because if they win the championship, they'll get a trophy or the playoffs, right?
Exactly.
It's funny because the first place gets the trophy, and the third place, if they win the playoffs, they'll get the trophy, but the second place don't get nothing for promoting. But if they go down, I don't see them coming back up soon, though.
Yeah,
Because they'll lose players, and just give us Van Dijk. That's all. That's all I
years.
want.
Probably like 2-3 years. They'll do like a Leicester, whereas Leicester now they're dealing with a lot of issues with King Power and everything like that. We'll discuss that in a further show. Championship content will actually grow a lot. The Spurs content creators championship actually pulls in a lot of viewership. True. They do 100%. I think we'll go to.
I mean, you say that, but there's going to be a lot of Spurs fans that won't want to cover the championship. So,
It's
it
like
won't grow.
Toby already said that. Tobes literally confirmed on the Big Six last night. He's not gonna do no content.
Exactly. So, I guess there'll only be expressions doing the content. So, yeah, follow expressions. Hey, Josh, do you want Spurs to get relegated?
Honestly, I'm more preoccupied with us trying to win something. But whether it's West Ham, Nottingham Forest, or Spurs, I don't really care. I don't think Spurs are getting relegated anyway. Well, it'll be funny for them to get relegated, but I don't see it. And quite frankly, I don't care.
You're the first Arsenal fan I've spoken to. When, normally Arsenal fans are like, yeah, they want them to go down. You're the first one I've spoken to that said you don't care.
Well, it's a guaranteed 6 points every year, isn't it? So
Exactly. That's my thinking. I don't want them going. I need those 6 because Blue Coat don't care about improving Chelsea. So if those 6 points are stopping Chelsea when you get in Champions League football, I'm going to need it. So, yeah, they need to stay.
Prime, as a good friend of Eli, do you want them to be relegated?
Nah, I need them 6 points. I need the 6 points.
Fair.
But then again, if Spurs get relegated, that means City don't lose 6 points every season. That's an extra 6 points that you get to win the title. So,
that is true.
Swings and roundabouts. An extra 6 points to top Arsenal from winning the league next year.
You do need Spurs in the Premier League to be fair. To help you.
Yeah, Spurs have literally helped us every bit as much as we have ourselves in trying to win this league. It's insane.
North London together, eh?
No, don't even.
Hey, Spurs in the championship. Let's see if they can do it on a cold, rainy Tuesday night and stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Hey, to be fair, yeah, we need them as well. They gave us number 6 in the Champions League, but in talking about the Premier League, when we won the league last season, it was against Spurs, 5-1 at Anfield. So big up Spurs.
I'm seeing people compare a potential Spurs relegation to Juventus in 2006, but I think that's way off the mark.
Didn't you get relegated because of the match fixing?
Financial doping.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of how it affected Serie A and how they haven't recovered fully since, I don't think that will affect the Premier League at all. If anything, it will just bring more views to the Championship, make it stronger.
They're not. Spurs are a big club financially, but they're not a big club where them getting relegated ruins the Prem. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't because
this is not.
It doesn't harm the product.
It's not like Man United or Liverpool. Like, relax.
Or Chelsea as well.
They already lost most of the fans in Asia after Son left.
That's why when rival fans keep saying, why aren't they going to charge Chelsea and City, relegate them? The Prem will never do that. We're not going to get we're too important for the product that is the Prem. We're not getting relegated.
Too important for the market.
Yeah, and to be honest, Spurs is also important to a lesser extent, but they're also important. Someone put into a group chat I'm in a theory that the FA is gonna give Spurs some like favorable decisions and stuff to make sure they stay up, which I mean wouldn't be surprising, but I don't see Spurs getting relegated regardless. There's too many worse teams in the Prem for them to actually go down.
Yeah, you say that. There's only 2 other teams they're scrapping against. It's like, are they any worse than Forest or West Ham at this moment in time?
I mean, they could be. They're worse than West Ham for sure.
I reckon they're better than Forest.
Nah,
but I don't know.
But then again, it's like it's just the fight. Whereas they're not showing any real fight.
Urgency.
Yeah, there's no urgency, exactly.
It's like they are literally 4 points away and they're still being so blasé about it. They're being so nonchalant. I mentioned earlier the clip of Igor Tudor telling Van de Ven to push further up, get on the halfway line, and Van de Ven just refused to listen to him. It's like, you're 4 points off the drop. You need to listen to your coach, like, in every department, like ASAP, you know.
Yeah.
You're not chilling out in mid-table. So, you know.
They're 16th. They're 4 points away from relegation, closer to the bottom.
If Forest win this
Europe.
week, they go above Spurs, depending on the Spurs result. If Forest win.
Oh, Chelsea play Spurs second last game of the season, so in theory, that game could relegate them.
At Stamford Bridge as well, that'll be hilarious.
And Gallagher plays for them. I'm going to that game, by the way.
Gallagher own goal.
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, when what's that meme? When you turn up to your biggest hater's funeral in a suit. I'm gonna do that.
Just to make sure they're already dead.
Yeah, just to make sure they're already dead.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Spurs get relegated, but Arsenal win the league, but Spurs win the Champions League. Who wins the argument?
In the wise words of the wife beater, there's no way in hell I'm having those wankers win it before us. So I don't take that reality.
In the wise words of a wife, I was like, who are you talking about? Oh, DT, yeah, he has it.
You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. After 2019, after the last game of the Prem season. Because the question was, would you let Arsenal lose the Europa League final if it meant Spurs also lost the Champions League final? And every Arsenal fan was like, yeah, lose. And that ended up happening. So.
But it was weird because you lost in Baku and Arsenal fans still cried about it. But you guys wanted that to happen. So
no, that was the worst. That was the worst few days ever. Lost in Baku, then obviously Reyes passed away, and then if Spurs won that Champions League, oh my god, no.
But what Twisted Faith said though.
Nah, we'll be the only. Nah.
Would you accept?
Can't have Spurs with the European Cup before.
Arsenal win the Prem this season, but it guarantees Spurs win the Champions League this season. Would you take it?
Whilst getting relegated.
Bro, you need to improve your salesmanship skills, man. I ain't taking this any day.
Spurs, no relegation from Spurs. No relegation. Okay, how about this, Josh? Arsenal win the domestic treble, Carabao Prem, FA Cup, but Spurs win the Champions League this season. Would you accept that?
No. I'm sorry, I can't. Listen, I'm just going to go back to the quote back in 2019. There's no way in hell I'm having those wankers win it before us.
Brother,
I mean, neither of us would. I don't know.
A domestic treble.
Yeah.
He's not won a Prem in over 20 years. You gotta say yes.
I don't want Spurs winning the Champions League prime. Listen.
What does that mean?
Years of missing.
They're 16th right now. What does that mean? So what? They win the Champions League. So listen, like a gal said.
I think it's very well documented why Arsenal fans would not want Spurs to win the Champions League.
Listen. Like a gal said, why are we talking Champions League? Who cares if they win it? Who cares?
Domestic treble. Yeah, I mean,
bro. No, Akevin. No, I shouldn't. Listen, it's different with United and Liverpool because Liverpool already have 6. Yeah, it's different with Arsenal and Chelsea because Chelsea already have 2. If Spurs get their first one, nah, not for me.
Okay, how about this then, Josh? Arsenal win a domestic treble, but Chelsea win the Champions League this season. Do you accept
Yeah,
that?
yeah, any day of the week, man. Yeah, you can
Really?
beat, bitch us in Europe anytime. I'm not having Spurs win it before us.
Really?
Prime, enjoy your European Cup, man. I'll have my Prem and my domestic cups on the side.
Enjoy
You can enjoy European paradise.
You see how he just disrespected the Champions League? Enjoy your European Cup as if it means nothing.
That's not disrespect, man. Like, all credit to you, as long as it's not like I'd rather Chelsea win the Champions League than Spurs. That's obvious.
You win the Champions League before, so you've already gone through the pain with that. But with Spurs,
Yeah, no, 2021. Like, yeah, no.
I get that.
Like, I've already compartmentalized it.
You know, that's what
Because I think it's more likely Chelsea win their third European crown than we win our first.
when City.
I think that's more likely anyway. I think Chelsea win their third one before we win our first anyway.
Yeah, that's good. Josh knows. Josh knows the hierarchy.
Yeah, I'm glazing Chelsea way too much. But you know what I mean? It's like, Arsenal in Europe just ain't it. I don't want Spurs to. Nah.
Bro,
No amount of domestic trebles you throw in my face is going to convince me otherwise.
Domestic treble.
Improve your salesmanship skills, man, because I ain't taking this.
To a domestic treble just because Spurs win a little Champions League. It's crazy. It's only one. What if you could win the Champions League next year?
Arsenal are never winning the Champions League. I've accepted that.
Okay, how about this then, Josh? Spurs win, or Arsenal win a domestic treble this year, then you win the Champions League next year, but it means Spurs have to win the champs this season. Do you accept that?
That's the thing, yeah, because obviously I take that in hindsight. But if we win the domestic treble, but Spurs win the Champions League, there's still going to be that bitter taste. And there's no guarantee that we win it the year after. So I think
no. In this scenario, I'm guaranteeing you'll win the Champions League next year. Do you accept it?
Yeah, fuck it, go on.
Let me add to this.
Yeah, but do I trust you, Prime? I don't know.
I think
what you see. Oh, but I thought Spurs winning it first doesn't mean it taints it now.
Well, no, but that's dumb because there's no guarantee we win it next year. That's just.
There's no guarantee you win a domestic treble this year.
Oh yeah, obviously.
I'll say this: if Arsenal win the Prem this year, then next season they might have a good chance to win the Champions League. I'll say this: they might.
Man,
I say
give me a Carabao Cup, then I can clock out of this shift this season.
We don't because I say might because I just don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, we're not winning the Champions League, man.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that.
Listen, if we can't win it in 2006, in the last ever year at Highbury, we ain't ever winning it. You know, we had the golden opportunity to finally win it and to balls it up.
Listen, if a certain man didn't miss 3 big chances in the final.
Yeah, good point. Listen, man, he's an absolute legend, but that final record is spooky.
My legend scored in the final. But,
So did mine.
Crazy.
Well, Henry won one eventually, although he did have to leave us.
He had to run away to do it, but you know.
My legend scores in all the finals.
I beat United in the final, so
my legend didn't run. Yeah, Indian Scouser, did your legend run away? No? Oh, he won it as well. He scored. Crazy. Hey, man. Wow.
So did mine.
There's an imposter among us.
I ain't saying anything. Henry, 2009 Champions League winner in the history books, undeniable.
Yeah,
So
he
did
ran.
My legend scored too, bro. You know what I mean? My legend scored.
He ran.
Many goals in the Champions League finals.
If you want to claim Barca's Champions League, go ahead. But just know that he ran. He became a
Barcelona.
sideman. He became a touchline winger with the Champions League.
Touchline
just know that he became a touchline winger just to win the Champions League. But he basically was a wing back. Basically, he was a wing back. Just know that, right?
Henry lost the final to Barca. Man said, "Can't beat him. Fucking join him."
Yeah, but just know he
United in the process.
Just know he basically became a wing back. Just know that, right? Basically a wing back to win a Champions League.
Saul off 1-0, lads. Jan Black assist.
Yeah, I just saw as well. Atleti 1-0.
But I think we've gone far too long in the North.
Yeah, we've gone a bit.
Spurs fans next year in the Championship.
We've gone balls deep in this NLD.
Spurs versus Notts County preview. We have more European heritage. if Spurs go down, I don't think they come back up straight away.
I agree. I think it might take like 2-3 years.
I was having this conversation with Mike last season because Spurs and United were doing this relegation stuff. I was talking to him about the big six or the top six. If which team would struggle the most in the championship to get promoted, and we agreed that it would be Spurs and Arsenal. They'd find a way to bottle it.
In terms of like
getting promoted,
get promoted and win it, or you mean like?
Winning the championship, yes, but just in general, getting promoted, that Spurs and Arsenal would find just ways to bottle it. But yeah, Spurs, if they actually get relegated, which I doubt, it's going to be so weird. Like, has there been a modern day big club? Has a modern day big club actually got relegated before? Like,
do you consider Leicester a big club?
Juve was back. Juve was back in the day. That was a long time ago. Like in the last, let's say, decade, has an actual big club got relegated in, say, the top 5 leagues?
Do you count Aston Villa because they are a big club?
No, They're not a modern day big club.
Yeah, I get what prime means. Like, because or else you can, if you're saying Villa, you can even say Newcastle. But then the thing is, the last 10 years. I don't think so, because when Leeds went down, that's like how many decades? That was back in the days when they were good. But if it's the last 10 years,
I'm talking about like a top 6 Prem side. I'm talking about like say Real Madrid, Barca, even Atleti, AC Milan, Inter, like an actual modern day big club. Have they ever got relegated?
When Lyon almost went down, but they're still in Ligue 1, right?
Yeah.
That's why Palace got demoted to the Conference League. They were supposed to be in the Europa, but then Lyon stayed up with the appeal, and that's why.
Yeah, but exactly, that's the thing. It's not. It'd be so weird because it's not happened. A modern day club getting relegated.
The closest thing to a big club, or at least the closest thing that has been that's got relegated, is Leicester.
They're not a big club though.
They're not a big club, but they're the closest thing to a big club because they won the Premier League, right? They're the most recent side to have won the Premier League, got relegated. Like if you think about it,
won the FA Cup like 2 years before.
But Spurs have not won a Prem, so
no, they haven't. But Leicester actually finished in the top 6 of the years that they bottled the Champions League as well. Don't forget.
But I'm still not counting Leicester. I mean, like an actual club getting relegated that would cause some sort of a ripple effect.
Like big club? No, there's not been a modern day big club.
Obviously United finished 15th last year. A few years ago, Chelsea were doing the whole bullshit in 22-23, and we were doing road to 40 points. But I don't think a top 6 club in the Prem has had some sort of real threat of getting relegated. Because even last year, Spurs and United were never really in a
getting relegated.
Because
we knew who was getting relegated come February.
We threw away the Premier League bad.
But this year, because the teams below are better, like there's a chance Spurs could go down. I don't think it'll happen, but if Spurs go down, like what is Expression gonna do? If I was Sky Sports, I would create Championship Watch with Expression. So I would do. Secure the bag.
He's going to go to the game secretly behind closed doors and not even tell anyone.
He'll have to. He's bro. The way the Championship could monetize with Expression, they could turn the Championship into a top 5 league.
Prime. I just thought of it again. Schalke got relegated. I wouldn't say they're.
I don't think they're a big club.
Well, Dortmund under Klopp were flirting with relegation in his last full season.
Yeah, okay, so that would be a good comparison, but I don't think they were ever this bad.
Yeah.
No, they weren't.
Like,
I do feel like if either Spurs or West Ham get relegated, it'll be a bit of a struggle before they get promoted again. I don't know why. It might be due to their like shitty stadium in the Championship. I don't know what it is, but I just feel
it's
like
how
both
they're
of them would
bad.
struggle to get
Spurs are-
promoted.
West Ham are. Mike's complains about it all the time. West Ham are awful. Like Sullivan is like the devil.
Fiorentina were flirting with relegation not so long ago, but they're not.
I don't think Fiorentina are like a big club
No,
like that.
they're not. But like into like modern day, like there's not much because Fiorentina just made the 2 European finals like what 2 seasons in a row, 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah,
They
but
made-
I don't think they're not. I wouldn't say they're a modern day big club.
It's hard to really.
I feel the
classify,
closest to Spurs now is Dortmund,
but yeah,
14,
yeah.
15. But
And that,
by March, I would say.
that was over a decade ago. Like that's a long time. Like it's yeah. Hey, Spurs better not get relegated. They better not get relegated.
anyway,
Do you know how much?
Well,
You know how
Spurs
much
are-
sponsorship?
That was
You know how much? You know all this revenue Spurs bring in because of their stadium and they're in London and they beef Arsenal and Chelsea, who were actual big clubs. If they get
Yeah.
relegated, they're losing so much sponsorship.
100%, bro.
So
They-
much
they-
sponsorship.
No, think about their players. Fuck.
No. But obviously the players are gone. But I'm just talking about like the revenue they rake in. They're losing so much. Like, do you think Beyonce is going to go on tour to a
It might
championship club?
benefit them in a way because they're all
They're not
like,
going to get. They're not getting Beyonce again or Kendrick or like they're.
they're not no. But-
Hey, yeah. You know what? Go Spurs. Get relegated and give me Van de Ven. That's all I care about.
It could benefit them in a way because if they want their owners out, then this is a good chance to get the
They're
owners
not.
going.
They're not going to sell just because they get relegated.
It depends on the value of the club, right? The value of the club's going down, then they'll sell because
They
they get
won't.
money before
Because
it gets-
they would still want a lot of money for selling the club, and they need to
no,
find
they
someone. who-
will, but at the same time, like they would rather sell quick before it goes sour, like before it goes.
But
to
why
the
would
point
it? Why would it go sour? Because they would assume Spurs will come straight back up.
They ain't making money in the relegation zone. That's the problem. They ain't
Yeah,
making
but
money.
they would assume Spurs will come straight back up. Plus, like you could
That's a
do
risk.
you could do another all or nothing documentary and make money from that. You know, like yeah, like
I think Prime's alluded to that earlier, Twisted Fate. If Chelsea
Yeah.
or City get relegated, that is like severely harming the Premier League product as a whole.
it is. Yeah,
With
it's-
Spurs, they're getting relegated on merit at this rate rather than cheating, you know. So,
yeah. They like
there's no cheating involved. They just ask for the love of the game, you know. So
But anyways, I think we'll move on to City Newcastle. I don't know if you guys watched the game. I don't know if you guys saw.
no, I didn't. City are going on a run, man. How many times? Newcastle
did you,
just their latest victims, you know.
did you watch the game, Scouser? City Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, for us it was the late game. 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Saturday night, Sunday morning.
I didn't watch it. I didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I watched it, but like,
Josh. Was there ever a point this season where you thought you could win the league?
Listen, Prime. Since Arteta's become manager, there's only been one moment in my life where I genuinely believed we would win the league, and that was when Jesus put us 2-0 up at Anfield. That was when I was like, we're winning this fucking league. Because we played Liverpool off the park for the first half an hour. And then obviously Xhaka starts trying to beef Trent. And then,
Club
Yeah.
1-1.
nice.
Good.
That's the one time I've believed in us winning the league. I'm very pessimistic when it comes to that.
Was that 22-23?
Yeah, 22-23 when Jesus put us 2-0 up at Anfield in April. Because we were actually playing insane. And then we ballsed up.
And then West
And
Ham win.
I always remember Arteta not putting on Tierney early on enough. Because I don't think Trent would have beaten him for the cross for Firmino's equaliser. And obviously Martinelli overhitting the pass to Saka when that could have been Michael Thomas in this generation. Actually,
I remember Trent not megging, was it Zinchenko, and he cried after.
Zinchenko crying on the bench. We were still 6 points clear. Like he knew it was over. He knew City weren't stopping, and he knew we were fucking it up. Like. And without Ramsdale, we would have lost that about 5-2. I think Salah missed a penalty as well.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
It was Bobby.
But yeah, when Jesus put us 2-0 up, that's when I thought we're winning this fucking league.
So
But
you
yeah.
didn't,
And then Salah
no
made it too.
point in this season where you thought City are so
You know, when
bad.
Enzo Fernandez equalised at the Etihad, actually, I thought, okay, we've got a good chance here.
Oh, fair.
And then when I saw Spurs pull it back to 2-2 after I saw it 2-0 at half-time, City were 2-0 up, I should say, I thought, listen, I don't think we're winning this league. I've said since the beginning of the season, I think Man City are winning this league. But if we don't win this league, it is genuinely a farce. I still don't believe we're winning it, but if we don't go through with it, it's a farce. And we've let them cut the gap to 2 points now.
When Mawani equalised for 2-2, I know it was chalked off, but when he equalised, what were your thoughts in that moment?
You know what, Prime? I was thinking back to February 2016 when an injury-depleted Manchester United side beat us 3-2. That's what I was thinking. Same month against an injury-hit side. You know, it just felt like that was going to happen. But luckily it didn't. And the whole thing with Arteta failing to win 3 games in a row at least twice every single season in the Prem. I was thinking, like, we're getting the second one out of our system early. But, yeah.
Anyways, on to the City-Newcastle game. Continue to discuss it.
Wait, did you say Arteta's failed to win 3 games in a row twice?
In the league, yeah. In every single season he's been Arsenal manager. He's even done it in January this season. Yeah.
He's not won 3 games in a row.
Yeah, he's failed to win 3 games in a row, culminating in us only picking up 1 or 2 points out of a possible 9, or 3 points out of a possible 12.
Wait, sorry.
Like, the same thing happens every single season. And I know what the end result is every single season.
Wait, he's never won 3 games in a row at Arsenal.
No. Of course he's won 3 games in a row. He goes on 3 consecutive games or 4 consecutive games with failing to win a game in the Prem.
Oh,
he does that every single season. In his club.
That's what you mean. Okay, okay. I was confused. I was like, you never won 3 in a row.
No,
that's a weird stat. Okay, that makes more sense. Sorry, my bad. I misunderstood.
No,
that makes sense. Okay.
No,
I mean, we failed to win more than 3 games in a row last season in the Prem. So.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, sorry, Indian Scouser.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So, explain to us why City are winning this league.
Yeah. So obviously, Nico O'Reilly, FPL points. Shout out to the guy, the real star boy, by the way. So, I mean, I was watching the game, but it's not like I was actually, watching them throughout the whole 90 minutes. I was watching other stuff side by side, with series and YouTube, Netflix, whatnot. But to be fair, they had a decent first half. Newcastle pulled one back. Was it 1-1 first? Yeah, equalized first with Lewis Hall, with a little deflection back in the game. But I still had a feeling like, City, they were going to get this over the line playing at home. And yeah, they went up 2-1. I think before halftime, was it? The same guy, 2 goals. Even was it Erling Haaland? Yeah, with the cross with his weaker foot. This time, with an assist. And yeah, second half, there were chances where they could just kill the game off, but I would say they still look a bit shaky. City, I think, was it Ruben Diaz that he subbed off at halftime, and Kusanov, I think, had a proper performance in the second half. Coming in at halftime, and Mark Gahey, since as a Liverpool fan speaking, obviously we wanted him big time. Especially with the defense that we have, and yeah, it's just much more stable now with him at the back, but. Ruben Diaz, I think he was having a stinker of a first half. And then now with Kusanov coming in, some would say that he's a bit too young, not experienced, but now you can see that he does have some qualities in him to actually, make that back line a bit more solid. It's not like he hasn't been playing anyway, so he's been playing lots of games recently, when Diaz was actually injured. So it's not like he's been lacking game time. And yeah, I think, was it Turkey? He came on. I think Semenyo, cost me FPL points the week that I actually finally captained him and not Erling Haaland. He went on to put a stinker of a performance. He should have got subbed off way earlier than he did. He went off, I think, almost the 90th minute. But yeah, Semenyo had like a couple chances to kill the game off. And yeah, that was a big 3 points for City, considering that they played before as well. they needed to get the 3 points and sit back, relax, watch the North London derby, hoping it would go their way. But they're still in it, man. Like Big Steve says, the Sharks are there. They smell blood every season. This is what happens. They are where they want to be at this time of the year. So to be 5 points behind with the game in hand, that's where exactly they want to be. So a good performance overall, but as I said, the defense, even though Mark Gay is a good signing, same with Kusanov from the
Right.
winter window, before last year. So, Rodri, some would say he's not the same, but Nico O'Reilly, man, he's definitely getting on that plane in the summer. He's going to the World Cup. Whether he starts or not, or where he starts, that's a different conversation. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the game.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I didn't really watch the game, so I can't really tell you much on that. I'm just giving my opinion on the result. That's huge for City. I mean, obviously they were, it was 1-1 at the point in the game, right? At some point, the game was 1-1.
Yeah.
And City had to grind it out. And like I said, that's what potential champions could possibly do. Albeit, do I think City will win the league? Depends. I'm still going to get my opinion on another show in terms of who will win the league. At the moment, I'll say Arsenal. But I could change my opinion again, and I'll give my final thoughts towards the last 4 or 5 games of the season. But potential champions as well. I could still call them potential champions. That's a result that they needed. Newcastle at home is never an easy game. Newcastle just in general is never an easy game. You need to grind these results out. Even when we were winning league titles, Newcastle was just never a game that you'd be in favor of, or say you could never want it to face. Because Newcastle is one of those games that always frustrate you. It's always one of those games that it's just historically, heritage-wise, it always will frustrate you in these races. So, I mean, look, City, they had to do what they had to do, and they got the job done. It probably wasn't pretty in terms of like how they played, from what I heard, but they needed to win, and that's all they had to do.
I mean, they played Newcastle like what was it, 4 times now, and they still have the FA Cup to go again.
Yes, so 5 more. Wait, had they played them at home this season already? Oh no, had they played them away? Oh yeah, they have, isn't it?
They played in the Carabao Cup as well.
Had they played them away in the Premier this season? Oh, they have, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
Big up to Monkeys for the comment. Yeah, I just realized it. The way Eddie Howe. What do you guys think of Eddie Howe playing Gordon in the number 10 and Gordon in the number 9 and actually playing Nick Waltemade as the number 10 behind? I know they got that massive win against Karabakh, 6-1, I think, and they're playing again tonight.
Oh, that's what he was referring to earlier, because he and I, obviously he's my pal from back home, so he was messaging me about, Walter Mata midfield. He was saying 19 million striker as this midfielder or something, like young star boy midfield. Like that's mad. Like the fact that he played in Walter Mata midfield, Eddie Howe, shows you that this guy is starting to lose the plot. Or for me, it's already lost the plot. Should have been sacked some time ago. But in my opinion, that's just. I think I'll be real. I think Eddie Howe should go. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think Eddie Howe should be sacked. I think he's had enough time at Newcastle to sort of take him to where, respectfully, they can probably just say, all right, fair enough, Eddie Howe, you've done a good job. You can leave with that Carabao Cup.
He's been there longer than what I expected. I thought they would sack him earlier. Yeah.
Because they had Steve Bruce for a bit, and then they nearly got relegated, and then he kept them in the league. Now Eddie Howe's actually kept them in European spots. He's actually kept them where they need to
if
be.
he actually left last summer, Eddie Howe would have been on a high. After winning the Carabao Cup against us, against the Premier League champions. So that would have been perfect.
Newcastle start showing some more ambition. They're one of the richest clubs in world football. It's time to start showing some ambition. I know they don't have the pull.
We are the richest club in world football.
They don't have the pull to sign the best players in the world. But once winning becomes a habit, players are going to want to start going there. Newcastle to start showing that ambition. It's all well and good saving the money that they have, but they've got enough money to rebuild the club back to the top. Starts with the owners. I think Newcastle have to start showing some more ambition. I think this is the perfect time to do so, because they're in the Champions League. You know, they've already they're 6-1 up in aggregate. They're gonna play what tonight? Are they playing tonight? Pretty much tonight.
Yeah.
They play. Bro, Newcastle are through. It's done. So you might as well just say, all right, Eddie Howe's taken us to a respectable place, but it's time for to bring in another manager that can get us over the line. To bring in someone that can actually carry us to the next level of competing in terms of league titles. I'm just speaking for a Newcastle fan's perspective, right? That's how I see it. I think it's time for Eddie Howe to go, and I think it's time to bring in someone else. I don't know if you guys agree, but
I just want to say regarding Newcastle, they could potentially get Chelsea in the last 16 of the Champions League. That would be fucking class. But
yeah,
that would be brilliant. But in terms of Newcastle, I mean, they came back from where is Karabag, Azerbaijan, I believe. It was a long trip away. Man City had a rest in midweek, if I'm not mistaken.
mm-hmm.
And to be fair, for Newcastle to make it as close as it was, I mean, at the end of the day, I suppose fair play to them. I think they've only won once at the Etihad and lost the other previous 20 games, though, which is absolute insanity. Only bit I've seen from the game is Bernardo Silva jumping into Dan Burn, which I was like typical City, but apparently Dan Burn was doing the exact same thing to City's players. So I don't know what's going on there, but at the end of the day, fair play to City. One more step towards their 11th league title, and yeah, man, what can you say? This is what Guardiola does. Business end of the season, the guy gets over the line, and we're seeing it once again, as if any such proof were necessary, that he is arguably the GOAT manager.
Josh, will you apologize to Arteta when you win the league?
I feel that question alone doesn't make any sense. I believe you need to change when to if. But listen, if it comes down to it, I'll see what my reaction is. I can't possibly guarantee you what I'd be like.
You're not going to apologize for your disrespect.
We'll see if he gets there. I have my severe doubts.
We shall see.
That's all I'll say.
And what did you make of Man City's win against Newcastle?
I didn't watch it.
Neither did I. But what does that result do for them in terms of like league titles?
It doesn't do anything because the points total is still 5. So
yeah.
Doesn't do anything. Well, actually, no. It keeps City still in the hunt because, to be fair, the game was difficult, but it keeps them still in the hunt. Haaland is the second top assister in the Prem, but apparently he can't do anything else but score goals. And it seems like Pep has finally figured out the midfield issue. Who knew that if you just played an extra midfielder with Rodri, they'd be much better? Who knew? But yeah, it could be. Maybe it's all for nothing because it's still 5 points. But
I don't know about that. Don't know if Ackerman's gone AWOL, but yeah, Manchester City still 5 points behind with the game in hand. Listen, you know my feelings on it, but at the end of the day, Prime is right. Nothing has changed, literally speaking. But that's one extra game chalked off before the potential showdown at the Etihad. City need to win every game before going into that to maximise their opportunity, maximise their chances of snatching their league title back.
Fair enough. On to Liverpool next.
Oh, Prime. Sorry.
No.
Potentially a Chelsea versus Newcastle round of 16 clash. How would you feel towards that if you're there?
Yeah, we know that Arsenal Chelsea next. We'll preview that game on Friday.
Yeah, fair enough. I suppose we'll move on then.
Yeah, we'll go to Liverpool. I guess Liverpool.
They would love to get Newcastle, man, because Chelsea with more experience in the UCL.
No.
But
I'm thinking about St James's Park second leg. Right. That'll be tasty. But
that's gonna be scary. St James's Park.
And with the way they're playing right now, yeah.
So, hey, we're probably going to get Dortmund in the last 16. Who will Liverpool be getting? Probably.
I think it's between Club Brugge and LT actually this game, and I forgot the other two.
Yeah.
You could face yeah.
Wait, let me-
No,
I know there's
Is
Club Brugge and LT as well, but the other two I'm not sure.
Is it Juventus and Galatasaray as well? I'll check.
Oh yeah. That's the other two. Yeah, you're right. So it's
To
probably
be fair, I feel you'll be safe for around 16.
this is Vitor Pereira's last 5 games in the back 4.
We played Galatasaray once and we lost 1-0.
Yeah, good point. Obviously, Atletico Madrid in the last 16 as well. I don't know, but
Yeah,
I feel you should have enough to get through all 4 of them.
But
anyone but PSG, man. Like last season, I still can't believe how we topped the league
you can
phase.
get PSG. Yes, you can still get PSG. I think Liverpool PSG is a possible round 16.
If you won that penalty shootout, you probably would have won your 7th European Cup.
No, for the next round, it's only from the 4 that we mentioned. There's no PSG in there, I think. Yeah, there's only Juventus, Galatasaray, Atletico Madrid, and Club Brugge. Yeah.
Club Brugge.
Yeah.
Who can Liverpool get? So you said Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid,
and they're
Juventus or Galatasaray
right now. It's 4-4 right now between
yeah
Atleti and Club Brugge.
Juventus would be a decent clash. I can't lie to you.
I mean, what's the score in that right now? Isn't it like 5-2 as well?
5-2 Galatasaray.
Yeah, 5-2.
Yeah, Galatasaray 5-2. Barca and Chelsea would get PSG. That would be a lot, bro. Barca PSG round 16 would be crazy.
Yeah,
that would be amazing to watch. I can't wait. I genuinely can't wait. But anyways, Liverpool 1-0 win for us. Scouser.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing much to report on it. You know, that's the definition of smash and grab. You know, the way we played, especially in the first half, I think that was the worst first half performance this season, hands down. Like, you know, if you can name me a much worse than performance than that, you know, I can't think of another game that we played the way we did. We all knew it was going to be a tough game. They just battered Fenerbahce, I think, was it midweek, a new manager bounce, 3-0 away from home as well. And they got some decent players, I think. They just got N'Golo Kante, they got Fred, a couple of decent players there, Edison in goal. So, you know, once we approached the game, I thought, okay, let us just see how it goes the first few minutes. And it was as expected, you know, they were getting through a couple of times. Alisson saved us once, I think. Another time was Virgil van Dijk as well with a tackle in the last minute. I think it was Jesus, their striker. Igor Jesus. Yeah, the Brazilian guy. So, you know, they had a couple half chances, nothing clear cut, but I think Hudson Odoi, I think, had the first chance of the game where Alisson saved it. But yeah, Szoboszlai right back again. You know, he could have played Joe Gomez there, but he went with Sobo again. And center backs, that's all we got. Virgil and Ibu. Kirkis left back. And, you know, the news we got before the game kicked off, I think Arsenal fans can relate, you know, with players getting injured in the warm-up. So I think it was Saka and Calafiori for Arsenal in the past. So this time was Florian Wirtz for us. You know, I saw the lineup, but when the game kicked off, I was so confused, you know, because I didn't see the news right before kickoff that Curtis Jones has replaced Florian Wirtz in the lineup. So, and to be fair to Curtis, he had a proper game in midfield. I think since the bust up he had with Slot, he hadn't started a single game up until the game, you know, on Sunday. So with him, Graf, and McAllister in midfield, you know, there's just no creativity. But in terms of actually, you know, keeping the ball, you know, sitting in a low block at times where we had to, when they were bringing the game to us in the first half, we defended well. But then going forward, there was nothing. Like, I'm not going to speak on Cody Gakpo anymore. It's just a waste of time. He's going to start every single game on the left, when literally the young lad Rio, who came on and changed the game for us, created more chances than Salah and Cody combined in just 13 minutes. So Rio deserves more minutes. Same with Chiesa, and yeah, McAllister with the winning goal, denied once, not twice. I think the first one should have stood. I just don't know the rule these days. What's a handball? What's not a handball? He wasn't even looking at the ball. So I think, that should have been a goal. And I was like, yeah, that's just our luck this season, in it, with another injury before kickoff and again, a draw. And, we just needed to capitalize, seeing Chelsea drop points the day before, knowing that Man United, they're under this form under Michael Carrick, still unbeaten. So we had to win. It was a must-win game because I think we have West Ham next and then Wolves after that.
Yeah.
Before this run of games started, I was saying to shout out to Prophet as well. We were talking, behind the scenes, saying that we need 9 points in the next 3 games only. So before we play Spurs, I think, and to be honest, yeah, we should win that as well because they're down there with the likes of West Ham and Wolves, the teams we're playing in the next 2. So, yeah, big goal by McAllister. It had to be him. I love his caption after the game. He just literally posted, "Yeah, denied once, not twice," and yeah, you could see the scenes from the way fans. I went mad, Hence why there's just literally I'm just recovering now. I can hear from my voice. He sent me to orbit the first time, but VR said, "That's a handball." So I think it was at 90th plus 7. So we've scored much later, actually. A bit more, I think, against Newcastle. Rio scored the winner. So yeah, it's just Liverpool, yeah. This season, it's all about us scoring in the last minute and conceding. I think it's been a total of 13. That's the most, probably in the top 5 leagues. So with us, it's always entertaining whether we lose the game, draw the game, or win it in the dying minutes. And I agree with Monkey. Rio definitely need more minutes. And if he's good enough, he's old enough. Enough with the, he's 17, he's 18. Like look at Lamine Yamal, and there's much more examples I can give right now. But yeah, man, he just needs to start ahead of Cody Gakpo because he offers literally nothing for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I said, they both need to start. And sorry, Salah, man. Like I know Salah, he's our GOAT. I would be here till tomorrow if I talk on Salah, but the way he was smiling when he got subbed off, like, bro, you did nothing all game, man. Like, just be happy for the team. Like, all these being sarcastic, smiling when he's been subbed off. Like, just stop it, man. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we cash in on him. If Saudi comes in this summer, would I keep him for another year to let him see out his contract? I would as backup for rotation and leadership, but as a starter next season, nah, man, I'm sorry. We have to look for someone else, and I'm only looking on one guy, and that's Olise at Bayern. And yeah, for now, play Chiesa, play Rio, get the points on the board with Chelsea dropping points. Villa might drop off as well. United, hopefully they might drop points as well. We play them too. We play you guys as in
we do.
And we still have Chelsea as well. So yeah, man. Yeah, I think we played towards the end. I'm not sure if it's in April.
With 5 games still in the season, we play each other.
But yeah, McAllister, big 3 points. So honestly, it was a shit performance. We played like shit. So yeah, it's just all about getting the 3 points at the moment because every time when you guys drop points, Chelsea as well, I think we also drop points. And yeah, now the gap from we were behind you guys by 4 or 5, and then it was like 2-3 points. Now we're behind you by 3 and we're level on points with Chelsea. So yeah, big 3 points away at a Forest side that literally just won 3-0 away in Europe, and they have a new manager coming in. Honestly, with Sean Dyche still there, let's say it was still Sean Dyche, I think maybe, just maybe, it would have been a different result because he loves to play against us, Sean Dyche since the Burnley days and then with Everton as well. So
even Nuno.
Yeah, big 3 points. Yeah. Like, bro, before the game we played on Sunday against them, they're literally unbeaten against us. Like Arne Slot hasn't beaten Nottingham Forest yet, in 3 games. I think he lost last season. Our only defeat last season at home, 1-0, and there was 1-1 away. And again
And you
this
lost
season, 3-0.
Lost 3-0.
3-0
Yeah.
at home this season, yeah.
Doesn't Gakpo have Liverpool's most goals this season, or most of your goals this season? I'm not so sure.
No. It's Hugo Ekitike.
There are players who can score 50 goals and still be used. I think Gakpo is one of them. Doesn't you think so?
Which one?
There are players who can score 50 goals and still be useless.
Yeah. Like, look, Gakpo, he's gonna come up with like a few clutch goals here and there. I'm not saying he's not a good goal scorer, but like in terms of being so predictable in the game, I don't think he does much, because all he does is literally just cut in. I've seen so many times where he's made so many good runs on the overlap, but he's just not finding him. And when he does, sometimes when he decides to pass, the ball goes out of play. And yeah, I mean, would I keep him maybe as backup? But he cannot be our starting left winger and not Mo Salah for next season as well.
All Salah does all his career is stat pad and never heard anyone say he should be replaced.
Nah, it's time. I'm saying it now.
All he does is cut inside and shoot. Yeah, that is
Facts.
true. That is true.
Atleti 2-1.
Atletico drew 2-1.
5-4 on aggregate.
What
a game.
Anybody else want to comment on Liverpool?
Great win. Apparently Nottingham Forest had the much better of the first half. I'll admit I haven't seen the game, but listen, this has happened before. I remember during the three-way title race of 2024, Darwin Núñez scoring in the 99th minute, I believe, at the City Ground. Yep. I was thinking, listen, surely this ain't happening again. But naturally, Liverpool did dig in there. They've had plenty of brilliant moments in injury time, and they've had plenty of painful moments as well. It does seem to be a season of late goals from a Liverpool perspective. And at the end of the day, fair play, because Forest are scrapping for their lives. Liverpool are, in a scrap for the top 5, top 4. They're in a 4-way fight with Villa, United, and Chelsea, so it was absolutely critical that we got a win there, and that puts them in good stead ahead of this weekend's games. I can't remember who they have at the weekend. We'll discuss it on Friday. But
we play West Ham at home.
West Ham, another team fighting for their lives, and I'll give Liverpool the confidence they need to finish in the top 5, because if they somehow conspire to not finish in the top 5 after the summer window, the summer expenditure that they had, then there'll be nothing short of a disaster for Slot and for the club. So fair play to him.
Salah can have a bad season. I'm sure. I mean, he's had how many great seasons already for Liverpool?
I agree with that. Like, players, they can have a bad season, but it's just the body language. It's just like, I know he always comes back, and it's literally in terms of numbers, this is actually his worst season, and he's been here for almost a decade. So yes, he can have a bad season, but with him, it comes with age. You know what I mean? If it's actually McAllister, who's 26, 27, you can say that for McAllister. Like, he's having a poor season, he'll be back. Yeah. But Salah, I think at a point you do have to say it is his age as well. I'm not saying to get rid of him or he's 100% done, because, honestly, him in a bad season, his numbers are still, let's say, another team's winger's best season, So, like, I would still keep Mo. He has another year left. And, yeah, let's see if he can put in a good performance from now till the end of the season, because he hasn't scored a single Premier League goal since, I think, the 1st of November. And yeah, he's been away at AFCON as well for 1 month. So yeah, man, he's a legend. Nothing bad to say.
Fair enough. Josh, you want to continue?
What on the Salah season? I mean, I think it's fair to say, yeah, he is owed a season off after all he's done for the club. I think plenty of Liverpool fans do say that the Premier League title last season was, a large percentage of it was Salah's doing, because it was so insane up until about March. At the end of the day, the guy is probably in Liverpool's all-time 11, and he deserves to be there. He's allowed an off-season. albeit not with the best timing, considering he signed that bumper new contract. But let the man get his pay rise. Come on, Liverpool legend deserves it every step of the way. I'm sure Indian Scouser agrees.
Yep. Every
You
single
do
thing.
indeed.
The
But
thing
I
with Mo
mean,
is, yeah.
No,
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Go on.
Who,
Go
me?
on, John.
I don't know what I was going to say. Anyone else want to pick up?
Prime
Yeah.
United, I think.
The thing is, some fans are saying, play him in the 10, playing up top. He's not a winger no more. But I don't see him as a number 10. Like, do you guys see him playing like any other positions apart from like right wing? Like maybe like in the front two with like Ekitike up top. Now that the fact that Isak will be back soon. Actually, he's already out there running, but I don't see him as a KDB or a Florian Wirtz to create. Like I know he got the most assists last season as well, and the most goals, but as a number 10 in this team, maybe as a second striker,
Yeah.
there's no chance Slot will do that. So, because as a winger, he is losing his legs a bit, but it's just the way he takes cares of his, body. You all see it. He's always at the gym every single day, but there's no way I'm getting rid of him. But I'm just saying, bringing someone at least to be an understudy, maybe. I think it's the same problem with Arsenal. You guys asked for a backup to Saka because what if, the Magic runs him to the ground or he gets injured, and you guys got Nani Madueke, and I think he is a decent backup. But I just really want Olise. I can't think of anyone else on the right wing that's in the market. Well, there's Rodrigo, but he loves being in Madrid. So Olise, sign the thing, man.
I think it'll be very, very difficult to find a backup for Salah, let alone a player that will replicate Salah numbers that he's managed to achieve in a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
To be honest, man, I feel like there may be a few factors to this. I mean, is there a lack of hunger now with the new contract that's been signed? Is it a potential falling out with Arne Slot? We know what happened around, what was it, November time? Or just before he left for
That's
Africa?
why I think the biggest reason I think he might leave is if the Magic stays, then I think he's definitely gone this summer. If Slot
Fair
stays.
enough. Do you think Slot's staying for the summer?
I think it depends on, if he gets Champions League or not. I think if he finishes top 5, but not win the Champions League or the FA Cup, we'll still keep him, I think, if he gets Champions League. But for me, he has to go unless he wins the UCL for me. But I think if he wins FA Cup and finishes top 5, I still want him gone. But I think the way it's just because I do see his football actually, being sustainable in Europe. Like he does play a certain way of football that can actually, can play against teams in Europe when teams actually wants to play football against us, on the front foot. But then when it comes to teams against low block teams in the Prem, the thing is the sample size is way too big now. We can't just say it's the last couple games or that we've been bad. Like every time that we think we're back, we turn the corner, it goes back to the same old BS. Like, I remember we played against Aston Villa and Real Madrid, and then we lost to City again. And then I was like, okay, let us go again now after the break. But we lost to Forest at home 3-0. We lost to PSV at home 4-1. And then we went on like another unbeaten run again, and then we lost to City at home, and then it's just been so inconsistent. And let's say we do have the amount of injuries that let's say Spurs are having right now. At least you could find something to say that it's maybe not him. But then when the whole entire team is playing, they're underperforming this season. You might have to look at the system more than the players, and what's easier to do, for the club, to sack one guy or get rid of the entire squad. So from what I believe, watching us play, it's the system more than the players. And that's not saying that the players are not wrong at all, because the likes of Salah we just touched on and McAllister, you can easily see it. Even Konate at times, like whether he wants to stay or not, we don't know if he's thinking about Madrid. So I think you just got to blame both. It's not just one or the other, but it's a mixture of both the manager and the players. And that's why we are where we are right now. And yeah, let's see how the season ends, and I'll give my final, season review on whether the gaffer should stay on. But the hope now is to get top 5 and see where we go, how far we go in the Champions League. and hopefully pick
Yeah.
up an FA Cup on the way. And we got
Well, that's the
Wolves.
thing. I feel like it would be very out of character for Liverpool to sack their manager a year on from winning title number 20. You look at Arne Slot. No matter what your thoughts are on him, he's on the banner alongside Klopp, Benitez, Fargan, Dalglish, Paisley, Shankly. Like, no matter what happens, no matter what has happened this season, he's always going to be considered a legend because he finally got you guys back on your perch against, alongside Manchester United, I should say. And I believe with the interview on the official Liverpool YouTube channel that came out earlier this month, I feel like that was a huge sign that they're not considering sacking Slot at all. And I do feel that as long as he secures you lot top 5, he's going to be your manager next season. I believe, honestly, any trophy is a bonus as far as the Liverpool board are concerned. Now, obviously, if he wins your 7th UCL title, without a doubt, he's staying next season. If he wins the FA Cup, he probably will stay next season. If he finishes in the top 5, I think he'll stay as well. But I don't know where. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that.
Exactly what you said. If he finishes out of the top 5, that's the only way I see him like actually going us sacking him. But apart from that, he's gonna stay. And look, let's say he does get top 5, and I do get the fact that we just won the Prem last season, and now he is one of our legends now because we won only 2 Prems. In the modern era, Klopp and Slot is just these 2. So, maybe another summer I would give him the window to actually sort out the defense, the midfield, and then go again. But if there's no Champions League, though, he has to go, man, because that's when it's going to affect the club financially as well. And I think that's when we will sack him. But apart from that, he's going to stay. And if that means
I think especially after.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's it, man.
No, I think especially after the summer outlay that you guys did have, what was it, about £450 million? You can't finish outside the top 5 after that.
Yeah. 450. And now if you add the new centre back as well, that's 500 now. But obviously we don't have him as yet.
Blimey.
The new centre back who's coming this summer.
Exactly. I feel like I believe a lot of this season stems down to the summer that you had. I believe you didn't prioritise defenders when you really needed them. I think you said earlier on, Van Dijk and Konate are your only fit and available centre-backs now.
Yeah.
That's a real kick in the bollocks. You even think back to the summer, Konate was flirting with Real Madrid before they publicly declared that they didn't want him anymore.
Exactly.
And Slot doesn't trust Joe Gomez for whatever reason. He often shoves Gravenberch in the centre-back role, I've noticed, especially when you're not winning, which is very risky. It worked last season perfectly, not this time around. So I feel like it would be absolutely disastrous for Liverpool if you didn't finish in the top 5. Unless you finish outside the top 5 and win the Champions League, of course, because you'll still qualify for that competition. But yeah, man, I believe a lot of this is due to the summer that you had, over prioritising the attacking threat. I believe if it isn't broke, don't fix it. You literally won the league title. Why the wholesale changes? With the likes of Nunes and whoever else. I don't know why Shimikaz or Souls.
Honestly,
tell me.
That's a good point, because I feel like sometimes us fans we tend to forget that it's not that we just lost 1 or 2 players. Like, it's literally half the team if you think about it. So let me start from the back. You got Kelleher, who is a proper backup because he played most of the games. Well, not most, but he played loads of games last season when Alisson was actually injured. And you got Trent, who's literally a playmaker, inverting to midfield, and what Trent can offer. So that's a big loss, local lad, whatnot. So there's Trent, there's Kwanzaa as well. Kwanzaa also came in to play lots of games, replacing Konate at times. It was between Konate and Kwanzaa playing games. And so if you lose him as well, and like you said, he doesn't trust in Joe Gomez, maybe just putting him at right back, with few minutes remaining, like he did in the last game as well when he got Robertson and Gomez on, because obviously Bradley and Frimpong are out injured. And the proof is there. Literally, you just said he doesn't trust Gomez, and when we have a problem at right back, he's playing Szoboszlai over Joe Gomez. So if Szoboszlai is playing right back, what is Gomez thinking? He's a defender, So we lost Kwanzaa, Trent at the back. In midfield, I believe there's actually no one in midfield that we lost, apart from maybe the young ones.
Harvey Elliott. On loan.
Yeah, Harvey Elliott. And obviously in attack, we lost 3 players: Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, and
R.I.P.
Darwin Núñez. Yeah, rest in peace, man, to Diogo. So that's like what? Yeah, Tyler Morton, but you talk about the key players, like Morton hardly played, I don't think he played a single game, did he, in the Premier League? But yeah, but big up to Morton, man. I actually like him, having a good season as well there in France. But that's like what, 7, 8 players that we sold in the summer or lost on a free. So yeah, man, it was a big change. And what happened to us in the summer as the club, the fan base, the players, losing a player, how they were going to bounce back. He wouldn't know because we're not there in the dressing room seeing him week in, week out like the players. So, the effect it's having on them as a whole, I think that's been played down a little bit. We don't really think about that. So yeah, you gave me some good points, man, to actually start thinking again,
Cheers,
like whether we're him or not. But it's only because I think there's Alonso in the market. If Alonso wasn't on the market, I would say a lot of Liverpool fans would actually not talk about sacking him. It's only because Xabi Alonso is out there now, and Luis Enrique might not stay on with PSG as well. I think that's one of the main reasons why most of our fan base now, we actually want him out, and just to see Alonso in. But
yeah, I think that's a good point as to why Slot didn't get the sack after the PSV debacle as well, because at that point there was no desirable manager in the market at all. It was so dead. Like, unless you hired an interim, I don't think Liverpool would have ever taken that plunge. And fair play to Slot, he's managed to ride it out a bit, steadied the ship. So, what can you say?
And I don't see my club ever bringing in like an interim. Like, we just don't do interims, man. Because we were actually suggesting, like, as fans, to bringing Steven Gerrard till the end of the season if Alonso actually wants a break. But that could go either really good or really bad. Like with the new manager bounce, he knows the club. We love him. The players will respect Stevie. But if it goes the other way, it's gonna get real toxic, like with Lampard, with Chelsea as well. So
yeah. May I just ask, what's happened to that Calvin Ramsey fellow and Stefan Bajcetic? What have happened to them? Because I haven't seen them play at all. It's like, what's going on?
So with Bajcetic,
that's dead.
Yeah, so with Stefan Bajcetic, that's an easy one. He's been getting all these setbacks every time he's closing into like return, to actually return to training. That's when we receive the news, that he's got another setback now. He's out for a few more months or a couple more weeks. And to be fair, like us fans, we don't really know because all these journalists, they don't really ask Slot in the press conference. Like what's the update on him? Like only at times we'll get an update, but he's been injured, man. And I think we will actually let him go this summer. But the quality we've seen, like I think it was not Klopp's last season, the season before that, was it 22-23 season? Yeah, when we
22-23.
The season we beat Man United 7-0. I think that's the season where Bajcetic, he was playing a lot of football for us towards the end of the season with Thiago and Fabinho, and he showed his quality there. And I mean, it would be. Oh, sorry, I think I saw. Oh no.
No worries.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, I feel like Slot's handling of the squad just hasn't been good enough.
But yeah, Bajcetic, like I would keep him maybe because he's a baller still. He's Spanish, but if he's gonna stay injured like this, I mean, when will we ever see the best of him? So that's when we might have to let him go, unfortunately, even if we don't. But for the best for his future as well. Maybe he can go back to Spain, wherever, just to get some. He actually went on loan last season as well, and he played well for, I think, Las Palmas, I think it was, last season. So he was performing there for half a season, I think. And yeah, it's just a shame to see that he's still injured. As for Calvin Ramsey, this is the big one. You have a proper right back there sitting on the bench who you can't even say is young because he's 22. He's the same age as Florian Wirtz. So why are you not playing Calvin Ramsey? The fact that Arne Slot actually came out to say it in public that we have better options than Calvin Ramsey, who is a right back.
Proper man management.
When both your right backs are actually injured, and you're saying we got better options, the likes of Wataru Endo, Sabozalai, Curtis Jones, Joe Gomez. None of these guys that I just mentioned is actually a right back. And you're saying that, how is Calvin Ramsey going to feel? You know, he's there on the bench available every week, and you're not playing an actual right back. Even the FA Cup game, he didn't start him. He came on, I think, towards the end. So yeah, Calvin Ramsey, I actually like him. From what we've seen, I think he is ready. You know, he can play here and there, the Premier League as well, not just the cup games. So why not just play a right back at right back, you know, and play your best player this season where he's best at, which is in the midfield in Dominic Szoboszlai. So yeah, it all comes down to the man management, and that's just been poor throughout the season with most of the players as well. It's not just Calvin Ramsey, because I spoke on exactly our season went downhill since Leone got injured. That's when we lost to Palace, to Chelsea, to Brentford, to United after the break. So yeah, that injury was big because he was our only summer signing defender, center back, because we got Frimpong as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, to lose out on Kwanzaa, we got Leone in, no Gehi. And yeah, it's just Slot not putting trust in Endo, Joe Gomez, Rio, Chiesa, and Ramsey, man. So that's literally why we want him gone as well, whether he gets top 5 or not.
I think look, Slot, when he came in, obviously you had to deal with the Klopp squad like from last season. You weren't able to you weren't able to bring in many players. The only players you brought in were Mamardashvili, who was sent back on loan to Valencia.
Yeah.
You brought in Chiesa, who you barely even used. So you didn't really sign anyone last season. You only let go of a few players, and yet you still want to leave with that squad. All right, fair enough. But this season, this is not Klopp's squad no more. This is his squad now.
Yeah.
I'll say this though. There's no point sacking him if you're gonna back him with the financial, with the money. There's no point sacking him if you're gonna back him and then backstab him straight away. However, if he himself is getting the results the way he's getting, then yeah, he deserves to be sacked. However, like I said, there's no point sacking him if you're gonna back him and then backstab him straight away. In terms of like, all right, we're gonna give you the players, we're gonna back you, but then we'll sack you. Like, no, it doesn't work like that. I think you should wait till the end of the season. I think waiting till the end of the season is probably your fate, because with Liverpool, I don't think they're not really the type of team to sack managers mid-season, right? They don't sack managers like mid-season. They don't sack managers. Yeah. I mean, obviously they sacked Brendan Rodgers mid-season, but that was Brendan Rodgers. He was.
And we don't do interims. I was just telling Josh as well. We don't do interims at all.
Exactly. So there's no point going for an interim manager now when you clearly are in the Champions League still. You don't know what your fate is in the Champions League. If you win the Champions League, bro, Slot deserves a contract. Slot deserves to stay. Let's be real. If you win the Champions League, Slot is probably your best bet at being a more successful manager next. Like, I know you don't like Slot now, and I know it's gone sour, but if you win 2 more trophies, if you win the FA Cup or the Champions League, bro, that's probably your second best season since he's been since last season. You know what I mean? Since Klopp left.
Honestly, to finish top 5 plus an FA Cup, you might convince me to keep him, but Champions League, definitely I'm keeping him with or without top 5, because we will get UCL by winning it. So, yeah, exactly. But if we don't with any trophies but end up in the top 5, just top 5 for me, it's not enough. He has to go. But with an FA Cup, I still don't know, to be honest. The only way is to win the Champions League. And I don't see that happening.
I hear you.
But in terms of the club, though, they'll probably only sack him if we miss out on the top 5 on the Champions League. That's the only way I see him.
Like I said, the board have backed him with the signings. I know they may not be the right signings, but some of them have been signings that you could work with. There's no point.
And Josh actually got up a good point in like us releasing a video with our CEO and our sporting director not too long ago that suggests we might we'll probably keep him. But the thing is, it's also the signing that we just made in Jan as well. It might be a club signing overall because the center back, was it Jeremy Jacque? He's still young, but I
Where's
see
he
us.
from?
Sorry,
Where's he from? Marseille, or is it
no, Rennes, right?
Lauren?
Rennes?
Red, that's it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So, maybe that suggests we're gonna keep him because, why make a signing when you're gonna sack your manager in the summer? So,
Yeah.
but some might argue it is a club signing overall. He is a young center back. He would do good regardless of the manager. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens this summer.
Yeah, Isak broken leg didn't help as well. I think obviously he scored that game and he broke his leg in the
We've
same
just been
game.
unlucky all season since the summer. Like, God rest his soul, Diogo. It's since then with
Yeah, man.
ACL and Connor Bradley as well. Season-ending injury, Connor Bradley.
Exactly.
And now Florian Wirtz before kickoff, but thank God it's nothing serious. Should be back for West Ham.
We'll talk about Chelsea in just a moment. One of the best football academies. Yeah, for sure. Rennes. But yeah, anything else you want to say on Liverpool before we go to the next, or you guys want to?
No. We were
No, I
just
think we've covered a lot.
we're trying to carry your show, man.
I was listening to it the whole time.
It was about to be the Liverpool Arsenal show, man.
Yeah, man.
Forget United other club.
You two should definitely do a show together. I definitely should
We were in flow state, man.
wholeheartedly listen to you guys. But good segment in terms of like obviously the way
Yeah,
you
that
guys,
was a long Liverpool segment. Let's move on to was it Chelsea left?
obviously you did United, but I did the whole show.
Yeah.
I did a whole hour like and a half show on the United. So if you guys want to check that one out, please check it out. I'll just quickly recap the United game if you want to. 1-0 win away at Everton. I've mentioned this many times on shows. I hate playing Everton away. It's one of those grounds that you just don't like going. It's just like Everton away. It's like, oh shit, we got Everton away now. Like, bro, it's one of those grounds where you just don't want to go. You just don't want to play Everton away. It's like one of those grounds, just like, oh fuck, they're a tough side, bro. They always play to the occasion. And Everton are always have a team that they scam a lucky last minute draw. But you know what? I'm just so glad we went there and we went in and got the fuck out of there with a win. Just left that ground with a 1-0 win, and that was relieving. That was relieving. It was not the greatest performance in the world, but at the end of the day, you don't have to always be perfect, right? Just got
3 points is 3 points.
Exactly, 3 points is 3 points. But we had to do 3 points at a ground we don't often win. I know Everton. I know you might say, "Oh, it's a new Everton ground. We've only played there once." Playing away at Everton in general is just it's just shit. I just don't like the fact that we have to go to Everton away and play them there, But look, sometimes you just gotta get in. It's like a get in, get out type of performance. You know what I'm trying to say, Josh? Like it's a get in there and it's a get out. Like just.
Yeah, I feel like with United, it's more free fall. It's like you should be getting top 5 now because obviously you're playing 1 game a week, and I feel like there's no expectation upon you guys because with Michael Carrick, it's kind of whatever will be, will be. And the fact is, you've started really well under him. You've done really well under him. So therefore, no matter how you get 3 points, you're going to take it on the chin. So fair play. Maybe I feel like against Everton you didn't play too well, but performances can wait. When you're an interim manager, that's desperate to, get into the top 5.
I need to speak on something, but finish your point first. Sorry, bro.
No. That's just what I was going to say. I feel like, especially when you're in United's situation right now, results are literally all that matters. Like, there's no need to overanalyze any performances. It's just get the season over and done with. Get in the top 5, get Champions League football, and be done with it. Because it's been a complete write-off as far as trophies are concerned. Just get on with it. Get out.
One thing I have to complain about, and I've been like, I just watched the way I watched the whole game yesterday. It's just like one thing that really did my absolute head in yesterday was the way the amount of Everton players were crowding around Senna Lamens.
Sponsored by us. No need to thank us.
I'm just like, bro,
We don't do.
the Premier League needs to do something about this. I'm sick of it. Like, genuinely, I am sick of it. Because if it wasn't for Lamens yesterday, we would have lost that game. Big up to Lamens. That was an incredible performance. Honestly, that was an incredible goalkeeping performance. I think it's the first time I've given a player a 10 out of 10 this season from a United standpoint. That right there was a 10 out of 10 performance from Lamens. Literally zero. I can't even fault him for anything last night. He was absolutely perfect last night, except that one mistake at the very start of the game where obviously there was a bit of a scare where he tried to kick the ball and Everton intercepted it, but that was about it. You know, sometimes you just have to just kind of go there and do something. It's like counter them and win. I like how I said on the United shows. I said we'll beat Everton if we counter them, and we did exactly that. We countered them. We scored. Sesko, lovely finish, lovely run. Do you know what goal it reminded me of? Rooney's 100th Premier League goal against Arsenal in 2010. It's just the way.
Sweet,
It's just the way he passed it and the finish. It kind of reminded me a bit of that goal. Do you remember that? Like it.
Well, I know of it. I was only I just turned 5 at the time, but,
No, but
I've seen it.
You'd have seen the goal that you'd have seen the goal a few times, haven't you?
Yeah, that was with a red net, wasn't it?
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was it? Say that again.
But for some reason we had a red net on our goals for that game.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. I remember that. I don't know why though. Like, quite rare Arsenal have red nets stadium. I mean, you're mostly at the Emirates type of stadium. Like you have, would you call a white net pretty much most of the time. But look, like I said, Premier League needs to do something about it because I'm sick of watching defenders, attackers crowd around the keeper the way they did last night, and think they can get away with it, bro. Any contact you make with the keeper is a foul. I don't know how last night, all the pushing and shoving, they got away with it. They got away with it last night, big time. Because if they would have scored a couple goals from that corner, bro, can't lie to you, they would have gotten away with it big time. And luckily, we kept the clean sheet. Because we don't often keep a clean sheet away at Everton. And that was a good performance, and that was a good result.
I've just looked it up.
Sorry, what were you saying?
So I've just looked it up regarding the red nets. It was for a Lace Up Save Lives charity campaign to raise awareness about what was it? Lace Up. I suppose putting your shoes on properly to prevent injury. I suppose, but yeah. Sorry, carry on. My bad.
No.
That's the only time we've ever done it.
I was just gonna say I was impressed with the performance. Like sometimes you don't often need to be amazing. You just have to soak in the pressure and try and counter teams, and that's how we did against Everton. Away at Newcastle next week is gonna be something that we have to be on point, because next week there'll be a Premier League midweek game. So Newcastle away is gonna be a ground where we don't often go there and win. We don't go and win. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm happy with the performance, man. I will take it. I'll take the win. 1-0 win away at Everton. So it's comfortable, not comfortable, but I'll take it. And we got away with something at the end where Everton could have had a last kick of the game with the corner, but it is what it is. Sometimes they had 13 or something corners last night, bro. So the referee just said, you know what, we're not giving you no more corners. Let's just end the game from there. But no, like I said, good run from Sesko. He recovered and he covered the fastest speed last night, apparently. 37 kilometers an hour, fastest speed of in terms of the goal. I think like sprinting to the ball. I think last night was the fastest of the season. Of any player this season in the Premier League. 37 kilometers an hour, crazy. Let's get to these. Everton have Grealish for months. I think Everton will sign Grealish though. I think they will. I think they'll sign him on a permanent deal. It's bound to happen. Lawrence basically did what Pickford did at Old Trafford. Yep, But then the Premier League decided something else. Oh, let's allow Everton to crowd around the keeper the way Everton did last night. You know what I'm trying to say? And they didn't get away with no contact. But there was plenty of contact last night. They were trying to push and shove the keeper into the back of the net, bro. You could clearly see bro, I kid you not. Go look at some of the corners they took last night. They were trying to push and shove the keeper into the fucking net. That's how insane it got. To the point where
You can see David
players
Moyes is
throwing-
definitely Arteta's biggest inspiration.
tells you a lot you need to know. Everton were absolute pricks in that game. Lamens was some... Yeah, exactly, bro. 100%. Yeah, I agree. They need to do something right now, man. I'm sick of it. Genuinely sick of it. And agreed.
Brentford did the same thing to us as well. But we dealt with it for the most part, apart from the long throw.
It really did, man.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, they didn't get anything out of it, so fair play to you lot. But
Yeah,
it does need to be clamped down a bit. I mean, it is ridiculous.
Same, bro. I'm just glad that we got away with we got 3 points last night after all that. You know, because if they would have won, if they'd have won due to that last night, I'd have lost it. Because the fact that they had so many corners and yet they still did the same tactics over and over again, crowding the keeper, trying to barge the keeper, trying to make contact with the keeper. They didn't get away with that. No, you can't. You can't get away with that. Obviously, Lamens tried to command his box, and he did it very, very well. There was a few comments in my chat earlier today about him not being vocal. I thought he was good. I thought he was good enough. You know, command his box. You know, he made sure he claimed his crosses. He did very well, Lamens. He did very, very well. And I have to give credit to him where credit is due. But he's young and inexperienced. Yesterday he showed his worth. Bro, that was a great buy by United. That was a great buy by United. That was one of the best buys I think I've seen United make post Sir Alex Ferguson. And I can't believe I'm saying it now, like not even full season in yet, you know what I'm trying to say. But big up to Lamens, man. Quality performance. Sesko's was insane. He collected the header from Maguire, passed it to Shaw to Cunha when he found him Bueno. Sesko's right next to Cunha. The speed caught me off guard crazy. Yeah, man. Trust me. Sesko's the top speeder, 36 kilometers an hour, and Tarkowski ain't that fast. I think it was Michael Keane chasing him. It wasn't Tarkowski. I think it was Michael Keane tracking him back. It wasn't Tarkowski. What was I supposed to say? Not what I was supposed to say. Not 37, but still fastest recorded the season. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was the fastest recorded the season. Exactly. I saw a stat earlier in my chat today. For the Red Army Ran pod. Yeah, it was 37 kilometers an hour.
Lookman with 4 points, Athletic 3-1 up.
Okay, so that's pretty much wraps now. Okay,
Yeah.
doing that, nobody would talk about that. It would be Carrick found out agenda. Exactly. Carrick wouldn't have been found out, but they would have scored from those set pieces in the way they did. It was disgusting. But luckily they didn't, and I'm just glad we got away with a 1-0 win, man. I'm just glad we got that win. And fuck Everton. Seriously. I'm sick of playing Everton away. We got 3 points. That's all I can really say. But, you know.
That's me. I think I said to you off stage.
Yeah.
When we played Everton away this season, it was just. I mean, we always make it hard for ourselves, but it was difficult. We should have given away a penalty as well.
I mean, look, Everton get away with a lot of dodgy stuff. I mean, like they're one of those physical teams, but you just don't know what could happen. You know, when you play Everton away, expect the unexpected. Like a lot of shit happens, bro, when you play them. But this is the first time visiting the Hill Dickinson Stadium, and I'm glad we got the 1-0 win, man. First visit, first win, lovely stuff. And we go back home, play Palace on the weekend. We'll preview that in the next preview show, and on the Army Run pod if you're a United fan and we want to listen to that. Anyone else want to add anything on United before we go to the next game, or do you want to just?
Great win. Carrick at the wheel. Give him the job on the permanent. There you go. Yeah.
Right, man. Scott, do you want anything on the United game?
Yeah, I was listening to everything in the background. Good win for you guys. 3 points. Sesko again. Super sub against West Ham and now Everton. But like Josh said, you got to get top 5 now with 1 game a week. Before you played last night, you didn't like 2 weeks, was it? Because no FA Cup as well last weekend. But yeah, I think some fans are saying to start Sesko just to have that presence up top, a number 9, a target man. But if it's working as a sub, why not? Just keep on coming on and getting these match winners. And yeah, your keeper as well. Shout out to him. Proper performance. It's similar to what Pickford done in the reverse game before when they had 10 men, I think. Yeah, with the red card. Yeah, big 3 points, man.
What did you
Wasted my
make?
time last
Yeah.
night. Lost sleep because of the.
What did you make of the way Everton were crowding around the keeper? Because I found it disgusting and just appalling from the Premier League. The fact that they allowed that stuff to happen, I just find it really annoying that they remove, because if you make contact with the keeper, it's a foul anyways in the build up to a goal. I remember when City scored against Liverpool a few years ago, there was small contact with Alisson, and City scored 2-1, but it was ruled out because of a foul. But then now that they're making contact with the keeper, they think they can get away with it. What do you make of that? Because I find it appalling the Premier League just allowed this. You know what I mean?
What are you talking about? Like at corners and stuff, or
Yeah, everything were crowding around the keeper. The way they were trying to push and shove. I just find.
Oh yeah. I think there was it Brandwaite and
Branthwaite
someone.
and Tarkovsky as well.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with what you said, man. It's just crazy how they allow it. I thought back in the days they used to give the benefit of the doubt to the keeper always, and now it's just everyone crowding in on everyone's all over the gaff. You don't know what's going on, and that's why there's VAR as well. But
Yeah,
man, I hear what you're saying, but I think it's been going on for a while now. By the game you were talking about, the Allison one against City, are you talking about this season or when was it?
I'm talking about the one when City scored a corner against you guys and they got ruled out. I think it was 22-23 when the year Trent scored an equalizer, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, at the Etihad, yeah.
Or was it the year Trent scored an equalizer? I don't remember which year it was, but I think it was one of the years that Liverpool City fought up for the title and it was a 1-1 draw, if I don't recall. But it was a 1-1 draw at the Etihad, and I think that year.
I think to be fair, yeah, it was 1-1 at the Etihad and at Anfield.
It was
when
23-24.
Doku on McAllister.
Yes,
remember Doku on McAllister in the end at Anfield, yeah.
It was the 2023-24 season when you conceded a corner against City, but then it got ruled out because of contact on Alisson. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. That the fact that the Premier League allowed that to happen, even after all that, it still baffles me because the fact that any contact with the keeper is considered a foul. What they did last night was complete opposite of that. This complete just pushing, shoving. They think they can score from a corner like that. Nah, man, poor. And
your
the Premier
keeper,
League. Sorry,
you said your keeper Lamong, is it Lamong's? Layman's Lamong's. He was quite commanding, man. Every time he came out to catch the ball, to grab the ball, he was really commanding and he stood his ground. So big up to him. It's not an easy side to go away at their new ground. A physical team. David Moyes always so organized. So yeah, if that was Onana, some of those shots there was coming straight to him, or those on target shots attempts, surely one would have gone in if you still had Onana in goal.
Can't lie to you, that reminded me of a David De Gea performance back in throwback David De Gea performance last night.
Especially the shot from, was it Michael Keane, was it? From range? Yeah, that was a good save.
Great save, man. We desperately we needed that performance from the keeper. Like I said, it wasn't the most perfect overall team performance. It was a few players that actually stood their ground and actually played very well. But it was the most perfect performance. Like I said, there was a few hiccups in terms of players not being on point. So look, all I'm gonna say is get in, get out performance. Got the win, can't complain. Just leave Everton with a 1-0 win, and just go. And we move on to Palace at home on the weekend. Not playing for a while actually made both teams rusty. I 100% agree with that. And both Everton and United didn't play a game for nearly 2 weeks. Since the West Ham game, and then we played the FA Cup game last week. We weren't able to play FA Cup last week. Probably must be become a different sport. Facts. Rules actually state you can impede keepers' movements, yet refs never make these calls. Such bullshit. Facts, bro. Oh, you can't. Sorry. Yeah. I agree with you. Backup keeper in the summer, 100%. We desperately need a backup keeper for sure. That Garner save was class too, bro. James Garner. I've been telling people about this guy, but nobody wants to listen to me. We should have never let the guy go. We should have never let him go. He's a quality player. And I would bring him back next season. I really would. Because I think he's a good player. And I've always rated James Garner.
Guess who just got a hat trick? Well, like 4 minutes ago.
Lookman?
No.
Who?
Sorloth.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sorloth.
bloody hell.
Sorloth. 4-1, man.
He's not in my UEFA FPL, unfortunately.
But yeah,
4-1.
on to Chelsea. And then we'll just quickly go over the rest of the results and wrap up.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch this game. I saw the highlights, and yeah, all I gotta say is I was actually telling a couple people that was saying it's an easy home win for the Chelsea. I was saying, nah, the way they've been playing, I can see a draw here, you know. But maybe that was more hope as well. But yeah, the fact that it was 1-0 for that long, there was always hope that Burnley, they were going to find a late equalizer, and that's what they did. And what the manager said after the game about, what was it? He used the word assignment as if he's a teacher in school. You know, was it blaming on, who was it? By the way, we're going to talk about the red card as well. You know, red card FC, I think that's their 9th one this season. They can almost field out a whole team of red cards, you know, including Maresca as well. That's like 9 in total. So, yeah, man, I didn't watch the game, so I can't say much. But in terms of the result, that's a good one for us both. You know, Liverpool United, and yeah, it was good to see Matisse losing his head again for another week.
Bro, I can't lie to you. When I was watching the Leeds game, I saw a notification that came up on my phone, the Premier League app, said Chelsea red card. I'm like, oh, this is gonna get interesting now. And then Burnley scored a last minute equalizer. I'm like, oh my days, we have to win on Monday now, surely.
Yeah,
and
I said the same to Prophet that we have to win against Forest.
That's why last night's result was so crucial for us, and that's why I'm so happy about it. It's because like we needed that win. We needed to, because Villa dropped points, right? Even Chelsea dropped points, and teams below us dropped points. Newcastle dropped points as well. Like I think even Brentford dropped points. So this is what's so crucial about it. Is like we're extending our points gap now, and that's what we need to do. Both United and Liverpool capitalized, and that's what both teams. We capitalized on those other teams' results. So yeah, 100%. Crazy how many red cards Chelsea collected this season, treating football grounds like a Pokemon Go gym. This guy, man, I swear to God. João Pedro's been has been a good signing. I mean, he's been a bit quiet, but
shout out João Pedro, man, my PL captain. Shout out.
Who's your captain?
Actually, yeah, I think you know that I have 2 teams. So in one was actually Semenyo, the other one is João Pedro.
Oh, you know who I captained last night?
Who?
Bruno Fernandes.
Oh, yeah, I have him as well.
Bruno, he always does something for me in my FPL.
But yeah, Monkey's comment, that was a proper free kick, man, by Statch. What a free kick for Leeds.
That was, bro, when it was curving in, I'm like, oh my God, no ways, right? Surely. It just went all the way in from outside, like fair play. That was a great free kick. Like great free kick, man. Like, and Villa, they were poor, man. They had to find a late equalizer once again. It just tells you that Villa just look inconsistent. You know, when they go 1-0 down, they tend to struggle, or they at least lose a bit of confidence. They lose a bit of hope, and that's something that Villa just don't have this season. Like mentality. I know they've won many games in a row, but if we're talking just like when they're 1-0 down, the mentality drops. I don't know if you want to add any more on that game, because I watched a bit of it as well.
Who, me?
Any of you?
No, same as you, bro. I didn't really watch. I didn't watch the game.
Phone League late surge for survival, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and we got a point at Stamford Bridge. There's nothing to be sniffed at. I'm actually going to quickly check the table because they've picked up 4 points. Okay, they're still 6 points off West Ham, who were 18th, but
Yeah.
therefore they're 8 points off safety. But it's good to dream. It's good to know that even the relegated teams or the promoted teams that look odds on for relegation are still putting in a fight week in, week out. As for Chelsea, listen, their discipline is going to be their downfall at this rate if they don't pattern the fuck up quickly. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. It's very in character for Chelsea to drop points against that caliber of team in that manner, if you know what I mean. At the end of the day, Chelsea, I think they've dropped 17 points from winning positions in the league this season. If they held on to winning all of them, they'd be on 62 points right now. They'd be well on top. I think they'd be 2 points clear of Arsenal if that stayed the case. So they've really shot themselves in the foot there. But listen, man, it's Chelsea, so I'm glad. You know what I mean? I don't know if Indian Scouser holds the same sentiment, but you know.
Yeah, did you guys actually see what happened after the game though? What Fofana actually posted on his Insta story?
Yes. Another incident.
Me and Josh discussed the racial incidents, obviously, that happened last week with the Benfica prick and all that. You know what I mean? Because I call him a prick because he is a prick, right? Trust me.
Do you guys see the news today though about like how they're trying to appeal and he's actually in the squad? Like he traveled.
Yeah, he's there.
To the Bernabeu. Like there's literally footage of him in training now. At the stadium there in Madrid. And I think the club's president, I think, came out and said that, obviously they're gonna back their own players. Like, they're like, oh, we don't know what was said, but we know our players, and he's not that type of guy. He's not a racist. But if he's not, then please tell me why would he cover it with his shirt? So it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. I mean, like, I don't know why you would cover your mouth if you're gonna say something like disrespectful.
Yeah. And on that game, just news recently, I think around like an hour ago, Fabrizio, no Kylian Mbappe for the game tomorrow as well for Madrid.
Oh,
Picked up an
wow.
injury with Kylian.
That's mad.
Crazy work.
Rui Costa is their president. Yeah, man.
Mourinho sent off as well.
He refused to do press for the game as well.
But yeah,
Caleb-
what Fofana posted, man, it's an absolute disgrace. Players should do that more often. Like, just expose them all on their social media. Expose them on their stories, show their names, their profile pictures. It has to stop. But as he said, it's 2026 and there's no actions being taken. It's just all words.
Did you see the Wolves? Did you see the Wolves one where they didn't blur out the guy's Instagram? They just kept it there. Big up to Wolves for that. Exposing these people. Like, Wolves actually kept. I don't know if you guys seen the Instagram post. Wolves posted out a whole Instagram post, slides regarding the abuse that I forgot who, but one of their players got racially abused on the weekend. And did you see? And they actually kept all the names of the people that abused the player. So big up to Wolves for doing that, man, because like that is gonna get a lot of exposure, and that's gonna really expose who they are as like these people. Like they need to be kicked off Instagram, social media. They just need to not have a place on social media. They're just disgusting, you know what I mean? And racism has no place on the channel. Everywhere else in the world, we're all from different races. We all support each other. At the end of the day, we should not have to be, we don't have to say things derogatory words. We shouldn't have to say disgusting words towards one another. It's all different opinions. It's all different. It's a battle. It's all about friendship. You know what I'm trying to say. And yeah, make the world a better place, people. That's all I have to say. There are 5 sporting directors in that treat the transfer like a stock market. Been playing with an injury. Yeah, he's been, but I mean, he's still been scoring quite a few goals, to be honest with you. Did you see about Shea Lacey's brother? I didn't see that. No, what happened? I don't know what happened. We're all from the same race. Actually, the only one is a human race. Facts twisted. Right. We're the one that matters is human race. 100%, brother. 100%. Bruno's trying hard to get that assist record. I noticed last night he kept going to the wing trying to get assists. He needs to be himself and play to the middle. 100%, bro. It wasn't his best game last night, but he was a bit quiet, but you know, he had to do what he had to do. Got the win. But anyways, back to the Chelsea game. Anyone anything on the Chelsea game, real quick?
Nah.
3
Oh, wow.
hours. Bloody hell.
Oh wow, I just seen that. Wow, that's crazy. His brother's been arrested in conjunction with the shooting. That's mad. They rushed him back like 2-3 times already this season. Oh, I'm talking about Mbappe. All right, fair enough. But the rest of the results, Villa won, Leeds won. We spoke about that one already. Brentford 0, Brighton 2.
Big
Chelsea
win for
won.
Brighton.
Big up James Milner.
West Ham 0, Bournemouth 0. Crystal Palace 1, Wolves 0. Sunderland 1, Fulham 3. And that's it. That's it, I guess. That's all the results. We've covered everything pretty much. FPL didn't really have a good week. I'll be honest with you. 40 points wasn't good enough for me. Oh yeah, 40 points not good enough from my end. But look, we just gotta keep on going and see where we end up with the season, man. But big up everyone who's locked in. Make sure you guys subscribe to Indian Scouser. The link is in the description of the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to Josh. Also, the link is there. Make sure you guys go follow Prime's Instagram is also there. I put the link in the description of the video, or the link, but is in the description of the video. Only 4. You sure that's one of your lowest? Yes. No. I've probably got lower than that. I think I got like 30 something before. But you know what? It's all good. It's FPL. And Buemo got me 6 points last night because of an assist. Big up to Buemo, man. You know what I mean? Big up to Brian and Buemo. And I might consider Benjamin Sesko if he could continue backing. But listen, we'll leave Igor Thiago in there for now and Krupi and Holland. How did you guys do in FPL this week? Do you guys want to share your FPL?
Oh, you're on mute, Josh.
So, less said about it, the better. Even less points than you, everyone. So.
Mine's not
I
too
accidentally
bad.
left Gabriel as my captain. So.
Oh,
That's not a bad shout. To be fair, you're playing Tottenham. So.
I know, but like Spurs away, clean sheet, probably not happening.
What
Should have
baffles
left
me,
it on Haaland. Would have got points for an assist.
bro? What baffled me is people actually triple captaining Gabriel the other week. It's just like,
Well, that's because of the double game
Double
week.
game.
So.
yeah, you could have waited for.
And plus,
Haaland.
like Wolves should have been a banker. So you know.
Because they played, was it Brentford and Wolves? So they all thought like clean
Brentford
sheet,
and
you
Wolves.
know, and maybe if he gets a goal,
Should have been
bonus.
sent off against Brentford.
Yeah,
maybe.
So, he's gonna relegate them.
But yeah, I got 58 thanks to 2 guys, you know, Nico O'Reilly and Yao Pedro was my captain. So the rest of the team all back 2 points. Only Rice 4, Semenyo 4, Raya 3. The rest all got 2. Oh, Haaland 6 as well for the assist. It's all Nico O'Reilly, man, carrying my team this week.
Guehi, I left Senesi on my bench. He got me 5 points. Semenyo did nothing. Rogers did nothing. Bruno Fernandes did nothing. Wilson did something. Buemo did something. Haaland did something. And that was really it, to be honest with you. Unless Semenyo got something as well. Double check if Semenyo got it. Oh, he got defensive contributions. Man, defensive contributions are fucking overrated, so I swear down. They're actually so overrated, man. Defensive contributions. Like, I don't know what they do for you. Like, 2 points, like, for defensive contributions, like, yeah, nah. Good one. Good one. Goal run, I should say. But anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here, people. I'll be back in a bit for the NBA show. Make sure you guys do tune into that. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Indian Scouser. The link's there. So is Josh and Prime's Instagram in the description of the video. Prime, do you want to add on the Chelsea game real quick before we go? Because obviously, we already spoke with the Chelsea game, but do you want to add anything on the Chelsea game?
No. Got nothing really to say.
All right, fair enough. Prime, you want to plug any of your channels or any other channels you want to plug before we go? I plugged your Instagram already in the video.
I will be live on tomorrow on Marx's on GBO Marx. I'll be live at 10 p.m. tomorrow.
Subscribe to
But
my
yeah, sorry, I'm so tired, man.
all good, bro. It's all good. Trust me.
Yeah, I might try and take a nap and then try and catch the second half of some of these games. But yeah, take care, everyone. Is that Mikel? Yeah, okay. All right, Josh.
We'll be back on Friday.
Yeah.
Preview show.
Okay.
And I'll be back live in a bit for the NBA show, guys. So make sure you guys tune into that. Soon shortly. Any other shows? Stay tuned to the channel. I'll be scheduling some shows across the week as we go. Bless up, Twisted Fate. Bless up, brother. Hope you have a good night as well. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Indian Scouser and Josh Show. Like I said, we're 3 subs to 550 over here, guys. 3 subs away. Come on, guys. Keep subscribing, like the video, and share. People, love. See you in a bit. Like, share, subscribe.
Slot out.